and gross, like the hazard signs with all the black and yellow and shit on there.
Yeah.
I want it to look kind of like that. So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look. Can we see each other? We're all on.
I think so. Yeah.
Just want to make sure we're all there. We're happy. Yeah,
Looks good.
You guys are adorable.
Yeah.
So
I've been kind of lazy, but not lazy today. So.
No, training hard.
No, not today. Today is just a day off. I was just running around and whatnot.
So how did you hurt the leg? Were you training when you hurt it today? Like it was before?
It was just sore because like if I want to say I probably only unintentionally took about 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And then got back in.
Last time.
And then just it beats the shit out of you when you take that much time off. So then the next program was I just had to do a half-hour run.
Yeah.
It's nothing major, but I still got to warm up for like 45 minutes just to go running.
What are you, 60?
I know.
Good Lord.
No, dude, you believe me, it's terrible, but it gets done. Like if I don't warm up, I can't ride. I'll be bagged after 5 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
You're drinking your water?
Yeah.
Are you getting all
more
your
than
water?
enough? Yeah.
Are you hydrating?
I am. Yes.
Yeah. You getting your lime juice?
No.
Did I tell you about lime juice? I've been doing that in the mornings now.
I heard that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I do lime juice and Himalayan salts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the pink salt.
That before.
Because I told you about the pink salt in the leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in Thailand, I had that brutal motorcycle flippity.
Yeah.
Over the Suzuki Swift, and we were there just hanging out having pizza in this weird, like on the other side of town by the airport in Chiang Mai. This guy looked like Mr. Clean. He rolled up and he's like, "Hey, your leg is all messed up. What happened?" I'm like, "Oh, Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a story about flipping over Suzuki Swift." And I tell him, and he says, "Come in the back with me." So I go in the back, and he's got this lab. It's this weird, like, lab set up in the back of his pizza place. Like, he owns a pizza place, the American guy. And he's just got, like, vials of these big, old school, like, the kind of thing you'd see a head in a horror movie.
Of course.
But it's like Himalayan salts.
Yeah.
And he just starts pouring this, like, water out. And he's like, "Yeah, just drink it. Just drink it and try it." So obviously I'm going to drink this stuff. I mean, why not?
This head water.
Yeah, he looks reliable. I've never met him before. Yeah. He makes good pizza, so clearly he's not going to try to kill me. Whatever. And 10 days later, I walked across. What's that?
The pizza's people.
It's Soylent Green.
Yeah.
It's Soylent Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 10 days later, I walked across India.
Oh
my leg was all healed up.
Yeah. That was right before you did that. Yeah.
Right before. I mean, I had a lot of crazy glue. I stitched myself up with a lot of crazy glue.
Yeah.
And it was mangled and it was swollen. But by about 10, 11 days later, it was all the swelling was down.
Well, that's good.
It wasn't so bad. So I had that exposed elbow and shit, but it was all healed up.
Well, the salt flushed you.
Medical.
Yeah, man. When I was out there, I mean, I took I kind of sealed it up with crazy glue and gauze, and I pulled all the rocks out and shit by myself.
I was going to say the infection.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But then I grabbed some of that disinfectant soap, that lever shit, from the pharmacy, and threw that in, like polysporin and all that kind of crap. I wasn't too worried about the infection. I was more worried about like if it gets really bad, what am I going to do? But I mean, healthcare there is pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive. It's pretty cheap. We've known guys who've taken some pretty bad falls and just rolled up to a hospital and gotten like $18-20 later, gotten all patched up.
Well, and the private stuff is good too. I mean,
yeah.
Rachel, she had to go to a private hospital for her freaking nasty fall.
That was a knee, right?
Yeah, that was just from running too. She was jogging and hit a sewer drain. She tripped and like split her knee open. She had like, I don't know what number of stitches it was, but there was like layers and layers, and there was a private hospital and everything.
That was the knee was like, if I remember, it was like a mouth.
Yeah,
it was opened up,
split wide open.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it went directly onto the sewer drain. The sewer drain just like cut it open.
Did that require surgery?
Yeah, like she went to a regular hospital, and then they had to bring in different surgeon, like a special surgeon.
Wow.
For her, and they're like, if you can afford this, we'll stitch you up. So
that is brutal.
Yeah.
What to think? I mean, I think that's the scariest part is when you're over there getting the surgery in a foreign hospital.
Yeah.
When you don't really expect to have anything done, because nobody thinks they're going to get hurt out there.
No.
But guys like Thailand, everybody gets hurt all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
But just basic stitching. Everyone can do basic stitching. It seems like all those guys, all those fighters and stuff, are getting stitches done.
Oh
Look at Sylvie, that girl. The girl Luke and I follow. Do you follow her now too?
Yeah, well, no.
Oh, but every day she's got new stitches.
Well, like second Sylvie, right? The one who was there when you were there.
Sorry, second Sylvie. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
I don't know if they're the same size. They're
both like
Sylvie.
small.
Yeah.
I haven't heard or seen from original Sylvie in some time.
Yeah, I never met her.
They're both kickboxers
Yeah.
in the camp in Chiang Mai.
But this chick, I follow her on Instagram, and she's been there for over 2 years now. I think like 3 years now.
Yeah.
And yeah, new stitches every day. Like she's a pretty hardcore fighter.
She must be the one doing it by now.
Yeah. Well,
doing the stitch?
No,
yeah, she's gotten so good at it. She's just the one they grab. Hey, Sylvie, somebody's all messed up.
I wonder
come
about
here
that,
and take care of it.
If she would know how to or not because of the amount of work she's had done.
Well, we were there for a few of the guys who'd get messed up at what's the one with the bars, Loy Crow, right?
Yeah,
at Loy Crow, and guys just get stitched on a pool table, like they head back and just done. I mean, that's normal. That's just the way it is.
Well, they just hang out one of the bars. Like every fighter gets his own little bar to hang out in, just because they just need a place to prep.
Yeah, it's great. Lovely little place. We should at least attempt to introduce you guys. Everybody knows Dan.
Oh yeah,
handsome Dan.
I have been here before. Yes.
You've been here a few times.
Yeah.
And good buddy Monzer.
Hi.
He's a brother from another mother.
Sure am.
Yeah,
The best kind.
brother by marriage and homie by choice.
That's
Nice.
right.
Yeah, man.
Glad to be here, man. Thanks for
Yeah,
inviting
no,
me.
it's great. It's great. It's good to have you here. Monzer was one of the first guys that told us to do this.
Okay, cool.
That when we kind of got the idea to do the podcast, I was like, hey, so I'm doing it. So I wouldn't mind getting some guys who have like similar likes and interests and get them down here and really get this together.
Yeah, I know. I've had friends who are like, man, I'll go on there with you. I'm like, okay, like everybody would love to, but
Yeah.
I want to make sure there's still some common interest among like a core group of people at least. So I know I
Yeah.
had some friends where like, say if James wanted to come on,
Yeah,
him
yeah.
and Luke have such a good MMA background that they could.
They have
could talk-
very
and
similar
bikes.
interests in bikes and
yeah.
cars and whatnot. That'd be
Yeah.
great to get those guys out
Yeah.
here. I wouldn't mind getting Ghost here and do some lifting with you guys.
Yeah,
Some like
get him in
health
there.
and wellness stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's great talking about games and comics and all that kind of crap, which we've done twice now.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more fun to get like guys like Kevin and James and
Yeah, and just
If we
like,
can
and they
get
can
Kevin
have something
James.
to offer too. Like Kevin can promote his store, man. It's like the only video store in town now.
Yeah,
It's
if you
literally
guys
the only
haven't
movie store in
Which
town.
one is
Heard of
this?
it.
It's called
I-
The Lobby?
The Lobby.
Where's that?
It's
White
on
Ave?
it's on White Ave, so closer to 109th Street. There's a Royal Bank, and like on the other side of the street, it would be a Boston Pizza.
Oh, that's
It's-
right,
It's
yeah.
underneath a daycare.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
he
know
has
exactly where that is.
the most obscure, vast collection of weird movies you could ever imagine. And if you went in there and just said, if you took like 3 words to describe the type of horror movie you'd want, he'd have 10 movies off the top of his head. That,
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, watch all these and give them to you.
Wow. That's why he
scars,
survived.
skulls.
Yeah, it's like I
Missing
want
eyeballs.
Japanese fish hooks, farts, and an alligator, and he would have like 6 movies.
You know what the best part is? He just heard you say that,
Yeah.
and he's already looking for the movie.
I know he is.
The next time you see him, he's gonna already have it in his hand for you.
Yeah, it's like, so Dan, those fart Japanese alligator movies you wanted.
Oh yeah. Check this shit out. You got this pink eye from the fart in the face, and then that attracts an alligator.
Yeah.
And then your fish hooks to hold him hold the alligator back.
Exactly. Well, it's
yeah, he'll have something already.
Look at that. We just need to write it now.
Just gotta write it.
Oh.
That sounds like The Host. Have you seen The Host?
Yes, and
Man,
I-
that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a great
yeah.
movie.
I watched it the first time. The first time I saw it, I didn't like it, and then I watched it again and realized I was just missing something. You know,
Yeah.
like it took a second watch, and I really enjoyed it the second time. So
It's something, man. I mean, it's it goes places you don't think it's gonna go. Especially like the kids when you're like,
Yeah.
oh, the kids are all trapped, and the one is like a superhero.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get the other kid who she doesn't even know out of the hole.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really cool.
yeah. Like I feel like I missed that whole thing. The first time I watched it, I just missed that. I felt bad after because I
Oh.
watched it again and really enjoyed it. So
It was wild when we went to go see Cecil. We were watching up there, but it was hard to really pay attention to it.
Okay.
Like Mike's getting tattooed, and Luke is Instagramming whatever the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
And I'd already seen it, and there was a really cute dog there, so I couldn't help but play with the dog. He's just this like adorable. Like Cecil's dog is so fucking cute.
Yeah.
Little tiny black thing.
nice.
Yeah, but I kind of figured you guys have a common interest too with games, and this being E3, we thought we'd like throw some game stuff out there too.
Yeah, I've been watching. Like I wouldn't necessarily watch a lot of what happened at E3, but I was watching a lot of feedback from people who go. Like
Yeah.
a lot of channels that go there and say. They all seem really jaded now. I find like E3's been around for so long that everyone's very like.
I heard
Meh.
people are just like not even showing up this year though.
Yeah,
like
and-
E3 was really sparse for content.
Yeah, and a lot of these channels didn't go because they didn't care, and they just watched live streams. I actually watched a channel that did a 12-hour live stream where they just got drunk off of. They would do shots, like it made a drinking game out of it, and they just got obliterated watching all the announcements.
That's awesome.
I'm not sure why, but they made a show out of it at least.
I was expecting more of an audience there because this is probably the first year where they have booths and displays for VR.
Oh,
and
yeah,
presenting a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
games on the VR.
Yeah.
So I know one of the ones I saw was an adult company.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Obviously,
right.
oh,
yeah.
of course,
The
yeah.
VR
Yeah,
porn.
of course.
Yeah, yeah.
So that had a long lineup. Maybe that's why it seemed so empty. Everybody was
Maybe
in that
they were
lineup.
just. This is going to be busy for 4 or 5 days.
Oh yeah.
And so I was expecting more with that, but that's obviously the thing I'm so excited about to see.
The VR porn.
The
Yes, me too. Me too.
VR porn, and we'll do the video games. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then the video games.
Yeah. No, the games they'll be pretty good. A lot of the VR stuff is neat. Like you were showing me that the VR thing you had in your phone already, where it was it National Geographic?
Yeah.
Where you turn the phone around.
Yeah.
Is that the 360 thing?
The 360, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so crazy.
Yeah, it's great that Facebook has it now. So just
Mm-hmm.
random videos on Facebook, without even actually clicking on it, you could do the thing.
That is
It
really
seems
cool.
pretty user friendly too to be able to do that now. A lot of people, well, because now Facebook has live streams, which is crazy.
That's bananas.
Yeah.
I've been looking into that for
Well,
this.
Sylvie was doing live stream. Not to bring it up again, but she was doing a live stream of her training session.
No, it's cool, man.
Yeah, but a lot of guys I know are doing them. They're just putting up their training videos.
Yeah.
Instead of putting a video, they're like, Well, I'm squatting right now, so I'll just stream it.
Live stream this. I think it, like, for something like that, it helps a lot too, where you got guys who kind of have a following enough to be like, yeah, I'm gonna live. It's like TV, right? I've got a live show going on. Why don't you come here and watch me squat if you want to see my technique and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
right?
and then they comment as they go. Like right away, you can ask questions to the person.
That's really cool.
But sorry to jump around, but yeah, this 360 thing you were talking about, that's actually, you can do that on Facebook as well now, or it's just easy to upload to it?
I've never tried to do it on Facebook or tried to do it in any sort of form, but just scrolling through Facebook, I see a lot of videos now. So as soon as they did this update where you can actually have them, now you're scrolling down and you're seeing people's videos, and again, just regular advertisement or National Geographic or whatever it is.
That's cool,
but,
man.
But yeah, some things you just really need to see a 360 view of it.
Oh yeah.
Like you just
They had like a what's it called? Not to cut you off there. They had a thing on Conan O'Brien when he went to Comic-Con, I think, when he had it sitting on his desk, and you could just like go to it. And I guess I don't know how it works, like a fly's eye maybe, where it's just like got cameras everywhere.
Okay.
And you can choose and see what you want in the audience. So you had a full 360 view of his audience that time.
Oh,
That
cool.
was really neat.
Yeah, I think it is just a sphere, a ball,
Yeah.
kind of like those 8 balls. With I don't know how many cameras in there, but you could kind of see all the lenses in there. So
That's neat.
If I were to guess, maybe a dozen or 18 or something. But,
Yeah.
and that's how they get the 360 degree.
They kind of like whatever it does to filter that through to whoever wants to watch it. It looks like seamless.
That's right.
That's really neat. That's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah, very cool.
I mean, they have that. That's kind of almost creepy too. That's in your house now. Like if you want, you can put that in your house.
Yeah, and just
have like a
360 your
360
entire
view
house.
of your entire home.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
bananas. Because like, what is it? Not Echo. Like somebody, I think Amazon has Echo,
Okay.
where it just sits in your room or wherever you are, and you're like, Echo, I forgot eggs, and it's like, text my husband eggs, and
Oh,
all of a sudden,
really?
yeah, it'll go and tell your husband or wife or whoever that I need eggs, and he'll get it on his phone. There's an ad too where he can, like, I think Samsung can look into your fridge. It's got a camera in your fridge, so
Oh,
you're
man.
like shopping, like, I think I forgot eggs, and you take a look, or milk or whatever. Cheese. You need that plastic cheese shit.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you can find it.
That's terrifying.
That is scary.
It goes even as far as because now Superstore, you could call in, make an order. They tell you when to pick it up, and you go pick it up right at the front.
Yeah, so
Are you
your
serious?
fridge sees what's missing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you could even get it. What's the next step? Delivery. So it's
exactly.
what's missing. It's waiting outside your house when you get there, or maybe when you're home. So yeah.
Our buddy Doug, he hates going to Costco, and he's just waiting for delivery. He's like, the second I get something where I can tell them I want fresh fruit, I want
Yeah.
these things, I want it at my house at 4 p.m., I'll wait for it. Because every time he goes, somebody hits his cart or pushes his stuff or puts food in his cart.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys who doesn't like his cart being touched at all.
Okay.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. And he's just worried about people just putting a random box of Kleenex in there. He loses his shit.
This isn't mine.
This is mine. And people who put their hood up. Oh, he's gonna hear this and get so angry. People who put their hood up inside the freezer. if you walk into the freezer and you flip your hood up, he just loses his shit.
That's funny.
He's like, you're in Canada.
It's very specific.
It is very specific. His hate for Costco is weird because his necessity for Costco is very high.
Yes, because I think my hate is probably the same, so I just don't go.
Just don't. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. I think if they do delivery, that store will be empty.
It'll
one of the worst
stay
places
in
to
business,
go.
but it'll just be a warehouse.
It'll
at that
just be a
point.
Yeah,
warehouse,
exactly.
which is what it
Warehouse.
is anyway.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I guess their overhead is low.
Yeah.
They already have the people who work there just like stocking boxes.
Yeah.
Could you imagine working in an empty Costco with Costco people, like Costco employees, just stocking boxes?
It'd be a whole different environment, man.
It'd be really odd. It'd be such a cavernous place.
Yeah.
But then we're going to lose those $1 hot dogs and the $2 pizza slices.
They
and
used to have the best pizza.
They still do, from what I hear.
Yeah, I hear that too.
Food's
I haven't
still
had
good.
it for a long
Yeah,
time.
their stuff is really good. I've known French guys who will talk nothing but great things about their Montreal smoked meat.
At
Hound
at
yeah.
Costco.
Oh, at Costco.
Really?
Hound would talk. Like Hound is French.
Yeah,
Dan,
yeah.
the other Dan.
Yeah.
And he loved it. He had it the one time. He's like, man, it was like surprisingly good. It was actually legitimate. It's like, is it Dones or who does that kind of stuff? We'll plug them. Get some smoked meat.
What do you mean?
The company.
Oh, frick! I would.
It's
have
like
no
whatever it is.
Yeah, I
But he's
wouldn't
like,
know
yeah,
either.
their smoked meat was really good.
idea. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
which
guess
is,
they
like,
get it from
weird.
God only knows where, right? So, well, maybe it's from Montreal, man. Who knows?
It could be.
Maybe
It's
they get
labeled Montreal smoked
Boxes of it shipped in. Who knows?
meat. Just brought into you. Man, I like the idea of a big empty Costco though.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Well, for you to pick and choose what you want to do in there, yeah. But
I just like big empty places.
yeah,
I'm weird. Like I like going into. I think that's why I like things like the E3 and the conventions and stuff. Like
Yeah.
gigantic halls of things. Like
yeah. When they're not packed, it's way
it's a
better.
lot of fun. Yeah, it's way better.
That's true, yeah. But Costco's going to become just like Idiocracy, the movie. Right?
Oh, of course
It's
it will.
gonna
Oh,
become
yeah,
the city,
yeah.
right?
Right, you can get a law degree there.
I get a law degree at Costco.
Yeah, have you seen Idiocracy?
No, but I know enough about it to know
Yeah.
what it's about.
Yeah, well,
Owen
there's-
Wilson, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's what's his brother's name?
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
that's
okay,
right.
Luke Wilson, yeah, and you can get law degrees at Costco. You can get anything there, like
in the movie.
yes,
that is
because
bananas.
his lawyer got his law degree there.
Terry Crews is the president of that,
Yeah,
right?
yes, he's an ex-wrestler, ex-porn star.
That's right. Yeah,
That's awesome. That is
And
that is
WWF's what is it? 5-time.
Yeah, 5-time
heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
That's killer. It's like Zeus from that old, remember No Holds Barred,
Whoa.
the Hulk Hogan movie.
yeah.
That's something, man. I like that. I think that's a post-apocalypse I could live in and hang out in. I think I'd do well in like the post-apocalypse.
Well, I mean, that's not even post-apocalypse. That's just it transitioned into complete and utter stupidity, right?
That's it. So they're like, it's just people got dumber and
nothing
dumber.
bad happened. Yeah, they basically, the way they describe it in the beginning is that smarter people started having less and less kids because it was smarter, and then the dumb people just banged like fucking rabbits and would pump out more and more dumb kids.
So it's
Yeah.
exactly what's happening now.
Yes.
It's my dumb ass.
Yeah, it was kind of like my
Yeah.
job is too demanding. I don't know if we could have kids. Maybe we could have one kid.
Yeah.
But I want to go to law school. I want to do my doctorate. And
Yeah.
okay, now I'm 40 years old and can't have babies. Well, you got the
Yeah, then you have the rednecks that were
You have
like
the
banging out
rednecks.
10 kids, right? And then they
That's
just the smart
bonkers.
people all just died off.
and the tree.
Man.
Yeah, the smart tree just died, and
Yeah.
the other tree just
Flourished.
That is crazy.
Like the best part is them using Gatorade for water, for everything, like watering plants, because like, well, it has electrolytes, it's better than water. And the guy's trying to explain, he's like, no, man, you need water.
Oh my god.
No, why? Well, it has electrolytes. Like that's the reason. For it.
It's a
Well,
great
they're good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great documentary.
Yeah.
I mean, movie.
As-
Yeah.
no, I think you're right. It's a
No, it's a
documentary.
documentary,
It is a great documentary.
Well, that's what the writer said. He's like, I just so surprised I didn't write this to be a documentary, but it's
Yeah.
almost turning out to be.
Well, because the movie's so old, but now people are saying a lot of what's happening in it is becoming scarily close to
Yeah, man.
reality, right? So,
Yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah,
making
that's right.
ads now. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Terry Crews is the president, and they're making ads now where he's like anti-Trump ads,
oh,
but it's Terry Crews.
yeah, I think I've seen.
Yeah,
that.
right,
which is
that's
nuts,
right.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's where it's going. There's we always kind of come back to memes. There's a really good meme
Yeah.
about that, or was it that and Wally? And it's got a guy sitting in a chair, and he's
they're
like,
all super.
yeah,
fat
they're
and all,
super
right?
obese, and
Yeah.
they're like sitting in chairs watching things.
Yeah.
And he's like sitting in a chair with like a VR headset on with a TV in front of him.
Yeah.
And it's like it's the ultimate lazy. It's like
Yeah.
the second your headset's off,
You're watching something
that's your
else.
exercise
Yeah.
essentially, and then you take it off to watch TV.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah.
Man, that VR stuff is nuts. They already had like some pretty good VR too.
Well, the ones that everyone's making their own, right?
Yeah.
Because there's Oculus is what bought by Facebook, so
Facebook
Facebook's
bought it.
gonna
That's right.
use that.
Facebook's got
Then
Oculus.
Sony wants theirs. Microsoft is coming up with theirs, I think. 'Cause
Yep.
Yeah.
They're not partnering. Like, there's no one partnering with outside companies. They're all developing their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why Facebook bought Oculus, but for whatever reason, maybe to communicate. I get it, but still. Like,
I think they
Yeah,
were
I mean-
expecting just that's the next wave.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
the next wave in technology. So I know who else did it? The computer gaming that were Steam.
Steam has
I
own
think.
Steam
Yeah.
VR.
oh, are they doing their own VR? as
They've
well?
got theirs
I
as well.
believe so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Steam has a VR. Facebook has Oculus. PlayStation got their own little thing there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I can't remember the name is,
Me
but it's a
neither.
really good one. Yeah, Microsoft is there, so everybody's doing one. Now Microsoft is trying to turn the Xbox, so like when you buy an Xbox, essentially it will be a computer.
Oh,
Like,
they
it'll
got to
just-
make up their goddamn
yeah.
minds, man. Like,
That's a lot, man.
Microsoft's just got to figure this shit out. The thing that bothers me is like they're full on good with computers, but then they make an Xbox and the freaking thing doesn't even work properly. So
Yeah.
Like how do you? We've had remote control technology. This is a personal beef of mine. We've
Yeah.
had remote
You
control
go ahead.
technology for
Yeah,
how
yeah.
long now?
Yeah,
Like the 60s.
it's been a
And the
while.
controller still doesn't sync up with my Xbox sometimes. Like it doesn't know it's there, and it still runs on freaking batteries. Like
That's brutal.
That's right. Yeah.
Ugh,
Okay, wait. The Xbox controller runs only on batteries.
still on batteries. You can plug it in.
See, I've
And you
got
get
one for
rechargeable.
Steam.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can get
plugged in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can get rechargeable packs for it. But
Yeah.
again, the PlayStation ones have been rechargeable since
Yeah, it's plug and play.
yeah,
That's right.
You put that thing into your
and they last forever, and it's just perfectly fine.
man.
And there's no way to like go into your settings and resync or reboot the controller, the Xbox controller. Like
That's brutal.
if it's lost or missing, it's like where am I? Where am I on a PS4 or PS3? It asks. It's actually like where is this controller?
Yeah.
Xbox is just like, well, the light's gonna blink and then shut off, and then you just kind of give up.
And you hope.
Then you don't turn on your Xbox for a day or two and hope it comes back.
Man, I will say, like, I was never a PS1 guy. I skipped that generation altogether. There was too much going on.
I was still pretty loyal to Nintendo at that point. Like,
Yeah.
N64 was there, so I was
Yep.
pretty happy with that.
I was loyal with Xbox actually. So I
from
don't know why.
when that was there.
I don't know. Have we had Xbox? I lost 3 Xboxes to the Red Ring of Death.
Oh,
well,
wow.
this year, this is the first time I've had an Xbox because I actually bought a PS4 and it fell off a ledge about that high.
Oh,
4 days after
like
I
4
bought
feet.
it, and never came back. It went into a coma. It was
man.
it was officially brain dead.
The Xbox coma.
And no, PS4.
Oh, a PS4.
So
PS4
when I
coma.
went to buy a new one, they actually had a terabyte Xbox with a Fallout package, so I'm like, well, this is why I'm here, so I bought it. But
that is not too bad.
No, it was a good deal, but again, I would much rather have a PS4. Like, I'm pretty loyal to them, so.
I've always felt that things ran smoother on a PS4, and like you had a lot of content. It seemed like Xbox was a lot more.
Well, Xbox is more multimedia still. Like, even then, they're still pushing more multimedia, so that's, I think, what kind of screws with the gaming and all the other stuff is it's really pushing all the movie channels you can have and all the extra stuff, and it's kind of
there's like a lot of negative press for Xbox One too.
Yeah,
I mean, which is like unfortunate because it wasn't as bad as they made it out to be.
System-wise, they're identical.
Yeah,
everyone knows that. It's like there's nothing. It's not like the PS4 is better, but operating apparently it just does run better. It
runs smoother, right? Yeah, I think it's definitely like I was gonna look into one before I got into Steam.
Right.
I love Steam.
Dude, it's great.
Yeah, Steam.
Well,
and
that's
easy.
PlayStation 4 has their own version of Steam. Basically, it's all their entire catalog of PlayStation games.
Is that the PlayStation Now?
Yeah,
that's right. That's not bad. And you got like TV shows now. Like Powers is on there. The comic book Powers.
Oh,
yeah, it's on there as well.
Oh,
yeah, they were like it's good.
Really?
Like Powers is really good.
Where was that? What channel was doing it? Or like who made that show?
No. Well, it's made. Well, like it's a comic book. Brian Michael Bendis, but he made it with Sony. So it's a Sony production.
Cartoon or
actors? No, it's live action.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's apparently it's solid. I saw a little bit of the first one, and it looks like it deviates a lot from the comic book.
Okay.
But because in the comics, like the main character is a tank, and in this it's what's his name, Vikas from what's that show?
Really?
Yeah, from the thing with the bugs and the
Section
the
9,
shrimp.
Section 9, and then
District 9.
District 9, and Elysium.
Yeah, Elysium and the A-Team.
Yeah.
Where he plays a bonkers version of Mad Dog.
Yeah.
But it's him, and it's a little bit different, but apparently it's still really good. Eddie Izzard is in it.
Eddie Izzard
plays the wolf.
Oh, I love Eddie
He's
Izzard.
crazy good. You know, like when Facebook was in its like infancy, I was friends with Eddie Izzard for like almost a year.
Really?
And then he got rid of his page, and he ditched it. And I was like, God damn, Eddie Izzard! Like, it was so cold. I felt so rejected.
That's awesome.
Oh, in my early 20s, mid-20s, I listened to that guy all the time.
Yeah, his stand-up was so good.
Yeah,
he was
you can't listen to him
revolutionary.
in clips. You have to listen to him the whole show.
Yes, you have to
He's
watch
got
the
that
set.
charming kind of way to talk to you and those jokes. And
You know, he does his shows in like 10 different languages.
yeah,
That's bonkers, man.
Oh, when he tours,
he
that's
tours
true,
like whatever country he's in, he'll tour and do it in that language.
Yeah, I know German, Latin, and French. He knows. I know French. He knows very well.
Yeah.
I've seen him do a full French show.
Yeah, that is something.
Yeah.
That is gutsy.
Yeah, it is. Like, I don't know, you have to have so much because it's not just being able to speak the language. You have to have comedy, too.
Yeah, you got to translate it.
Well, yeah, delivery, right? Imagine if you just were bad at it, your jokes would sound terrible. Like,
well, the beats are different.
Yeah.
It's like when you hear songs in English and they translate it into French.
Yeah,
it's not good, and they sound weird.
Yeah.
I was listening to I'm gonna have to like throw it up on the description, but there's a guy who just recently, I think it was Google, and they have those little, what do they call them, the doodles. If I'm not wrong, it was in a doodle.
Okay.
But the dude who they were talking about was the guy who invented music that's supposed to like make you feel creepy or uncomfortable. How it's got no key point in the song that actually like plays on, like the notes don't line up.
But they
I'm not a
trigger
musician
something mentally, like.
But yeah, like the way I describe it is like he's just some dude playing away at a piano.
Okay.
But then he adds strings, but this is like in the 1900s, like early 1900s.
Okay.
But he was a dude who invented creepy music.
Okay.
And that's what I always think of when I think of songs that are translated from English to French or whatnot. Like it just sounds wrong. To where like nothing really hits you. You don't want to listen to it.
It doesn't go into your brain like a wave. It's like getting smashed into you in some weird way.
Yeah, it's not right. It's kind of like, when you're listening to the radio and you get dead air.
Yeah.
You wait for like your brain all like scrolling on a phone too. You scroll your phone, it doesn't scroll, and your eyes just stop working.
Yeah.
When you hear dead air in a radio, your ears stop working. Like you get so weirdly put out of place, right? It's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, totally.
And that's what music is like. It's like the whole thing is glitching the entire time.
He found a way to glitch the Matrix.
Yeah, he glitched the Matrix with the music.
Yeah,
I gotta hear this now.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man.
I bet like some people would get a lot of anxiety with that because you're expecting something.
Probably.
You're expecting you're following a note, you're following a couple of notes and expecting some sort of rhythm.
Oh yeah,
and it never comes.
It never shows up.
Yeah,
it is like creepy clown music. Like when you're listening to it, like that's creepy clown music.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy.
The clown will eat you. Don't sleep.
Can't sleep, clown will eat me.
Can't sleep. Yeah, I think that's the point though. Like the whole point is to give you anxiety, right? That's
what an awful human being to
make
music that gives people severe anxiety. I think that's my future in life.
Do you think that was his deal? He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna make music that really like fucks people's brains up.
No, I don't think it was at all.
Don't sleep.
Yeah.
Make them all weird and creeped out.
Yeah.
And you got to think, like, back then, they played that stuff on, like, a harpsichord.
Well, and those guys were paid by really rich people to come into their houses and play because like when you think of like
that's a concert.
Conductors and stuff, they were just worshipped by rich debutantes and
Yeah.
I don't know whatever else, the elitists. So they're like, let's get that creepy guy to come in.
That's weird, man.
They got high on opium and absinthe and listened to him play clown music.
Yeah, play some clown music.
Creepy clown music.
That was entertainment back in the day.
Yep.
Just get some weird guy out there just like clanging away on a harpsichord.
Yeah.
If he goes to the wrong rich castle or whatever it is and plays that, okay, off with his head.
Yeah. We'll just
Done.
kill him if we don't like it.
Like go some weird like weird death orgy.
Yeah.
Like these guys do like death worshiper orgies.
Yeah.
Just playing weird music and just like bonkers shit going on. Any door you open,
And he's in there just playing.
Yeah, he's in there just playing along,
Yeah.
wondering why he's there.
He's just like, I'm getting paid. I got a place to stay. That's all I know.
Just thinking if he's gonna get killed.
Yeah.
At the end, am I the sacrifice?
But then he's the only one alive.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
Everybody else has killed themselves
Yep.
because that was the deal, the
Yeah.
death orgy. He just like packs up his music box and goes home.
Yep.
There's no copyright to that, right? So let's put it in that movie.
Which movie?
What do we got? Hook?
Oh, the alligator.
Alligator?
The alligator hook movie.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
used all that music for the
There you
score.
go. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll have the
that's
score.
creepy.
Perfect.
It's creepy.
Yeah,
Speaking
farts,
of alligators,
Japanese fish hooks and alligators.
Japanese fish hooks and
Japanese fish
alligators.
hooks and
They have to be Japanese. I don't know why.
I know you guys will appreciate this. I've always had a theory. Like this is only like an alligator theory. I think I've told you both about this one.
Okay.
That Lake Placid is a remake of Star Wars.
You haven't told me
I-
this.
You
have I
haven't
ever-
told me about this.
Have I not told you
might
about
have dreamt about
think
this. I don't know.
No. Lake Placid is a remake of Star Wars. As soon as you said alligator in movie, I was like, oh.
Okay, where did you see this concept?
No, I didn't see it. I came up with it myself.
Okay.
I was watching Lake Placid when it first came out, right? Okay, so you've got... Now stay with me, because it's going to get bonkers here.
All right.
So, like, the idea is that you've got Han Solo,
Right.
and that's Gleason.
Okay.
What's his name? The Gleason, the big fat guy.
Jackie Gleason.
Not Jackie Gleason.
He's a big fat guy.
The other Gleason. The one who was in what's that? Kingdom of Heaven. He played the weird ginger in Kingdom of Heaven.
Oh, okay.
He was with Don Cheadle in that movie about the European drug smuggling gang as a comedy just recently.
What?
His kid is Domhnall Gleeson, who's also in the new Star Wars. His face is probably on the screen right now.
We know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember what his first name is. Anyway, he does a great impression of Han Solo in that because he is the cop. He's wearing the brown shirt, and he's
Right.
got the tan pants, and he's wearing jackets and whatnot. He's Han
Is
Solo.
he old at this?
No, he's not old. He's probably like 40 years old.
Oh, okay.
And then you got the president there, Bill Pullman.
Okay.
He's Luke Skywalker.
Okay.
Bridget Fonda is Princess Leia, and it works. Oliver Platt has a breakout performance as not just Chewbacca. He becomes Chewbacca, and at first he is 3PO and R2-D2 because he's a tech guy who shows up in a helicopter. He solves problems. He knows what's going on out there. He's a little bit nerdy and a little bit weird, and he's super rich and super smart. Super annoying to Gleason there, the cop, the
Right.
main fish and wildlife guy, and then they become best friends. So he goes from being R2 and 3PO,
Yeah.
and then becomes Chewbacca.
Okay.
The alligator is the Empire.
I was gonna say maybe it's the alligator's the Death Star or something.
No, it's everything. It's Darth Vader. It's the Death Star. It's the Empire.
Okay.
Betty White plays the Emperor because she feeds it.
Yeah,
She
she
keeps
does.
feeding the gator, and
Yeah.
nobody knows it's there. Nobody
Yeah.
knows she's feeding it.
Yeah.
And she fools everybody. She's Palpatine. Perfect Palpatine,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
It's
The
Betty
lake
White.
itself is the galaxy.
Right.
A galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
They go to a lake. It's dark. It's huge. You don't know what's underneath it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this gator shows up and just messes everybody up. It's
Yeah.
eating people. It's the Empire. Everybody's scared of it.
Yeah.
And this little team, this little band of ragtag rebels show
Yeah.
up, and they go to fix it. They all play that part. The next time you watch this movie, I'm gonna loan it to
I'm
you.
gonna
It's
watch.
right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
The next time you watch Lake Placid, the alligator movie, you realize that it is the perfect remake. It is a absolute remake of Star Wars, the first movie.
Maybe someone just subconsciously did that.
Yeah, who was the writer? It's like Aaron Sorkin or somebody. He wrote it, and it's really good. And even the end, it explodes. They have it blows up. It's a Death Star blows up. They figure out a way. Yeah, they figured a way to blow it up. They have all that thing too, where the helicopter comes in and the helicopter goes down because he gets his hands on it. That's Darth getting his hands on Luke. And he's on him, and then all of a sudden Han Solo shows up out of nowhere and shoots it, and it blows up. That's the ending.
And
All
I'm
in one
sure,
little
you
package.
sure you weren't on opium when you came up with this
No,
concept?
man, but you watch. That is a revolution.
You watch, damn it.
That is a
I'm
revolutionary.
gonna watch that with a note and pen. And
With a
notepad.
pen and paper, and
I
you
gotta-
watch.
Yeah, I gotta get all the scenes now. Did I
Lake
say that?
Placid is Star
Record
Wars.
All the scenes
Oh yeah,
that are like
It's-
Star Wars.
See, that's
It's
the thing.
crazy,
That's
man.
a blog you should put up on the internet. You should
We just
actually-
did.
Yeah.
we just did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is going up
Lake
there.
Placid is Star Wars.
Man, it
You're
is.
gonna tell George Lucas.
Yeah, he's gonna sue you.
Let's get a cut on that.
Could you
lawsuit.
imagine
No,
somebody got sued because of this?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'd feel so bad.
We uncovered some secret that's been around for.
The Illuminati.
Yeah.
This is like an Illuminati plot.
Yeah. To ruin Star Wars.
To ruin Star Wars, or to make a Star Wars without anybody else realizing they're making a Star
yeah.
Wars. Yeah, don't give me that look. I know you're like, you're just like, yeah, whatever, buddy.
I don't know, man. It's hard. I'm easy to convince most times, but I'd have to watch it to fully believe this.
Wait until you see it now. Once you start noticing, like, there's even a point when the cop there, the fisheries guy, he does a perfect Han Solo grimace face point towards Oliver Platt. It's beautiful.
The Betty White Emperor thing is pretty good though, because she's like manipulating the alligator the entire time,
and they don't know.
No,
and she's feeding it.
Yeah,
she's feeding the dark side of Darth Vader and making him stronger
and keeping the Empire
exactly
going.
Yeah. And then at the end, there's a second Death Star. Like he was not even dead.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a second Death Star as well.
Oh my god!
If they had made a sequel,
Well,
somebody gets their hand bit off.
I feel like Lake Placid was one of those movies.
I think they did it like a direct-to-video. There's got to be.
Yeah.
Kevin were here, he'd know.
Yes, he would know.
Oh yeah, they made 7 of those direct-to-video. Yeah. He'd say it in his
I could ask him right now. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why every time I come here, my phone's almost dead. I always have to plug it in by way. I always like over there. Like
every single time.
Yeah, literally every time I've been here, my phone is.
I'm in a zone that just absorbs.
No, it just dies on the way here. I don't know.
You don't plug it in. It's that time of day. You're always here at like 6:30.
Yeah. Well, I plug it in before I go to bed every night usually. So.
Well, there you go. And then when you're
in the morning,
you take it out. What do you got there?
Just a crappy iPhone 5.
Well, you got the iPhone 5 is all right. It's not a terrible phone.
The battery life on those things are shit, man. I don't know why.
Well, because they have the built-in obsolescence.
The built-in what?
They have built-in obsolescence. They're trying to make the phones die. They make the technology too much for the phone's technology to take.
Right.
So like the operating system updates and becomes stronger and better and smarter and just drains the shit out of your phone.
Oh, it totally does, man.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you hear? This is something I was listening to the radio. This is one of these more obscure things they said no one knows about. There's actually an FM transmitter in these phones.
Really?
In all smartphones.
I would think there would be.
And they
have radio in mind.
Yes, like it's standard just to put in it.
Yeah.
And they're not turned on though.
Mm-hmm.
And the manufacturers don't turn them on. It's not a conspiracy. They're just like, no, we don't want to turn them on because we want people to use our services.
Yeah.
But you should be allowed to use it as an FM radio.
Yeah, because like Android phones all come with FM.
Yeah.
No, well, not all of them, but a lot of them have FM in them.
Yeah. But you have an option for it probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like iPhones, they don't. You'd have to actually get them to turn it on for you.
Man, there are kids who hack that shit. Yeah.
It's funny. And like they said, that's something you could use in an emergency setting. You know, they said the one thing they thought was when you had people leaving Fort Mac is that there was no real service for them. Everything was shut down as they were leaving, so they could have still used FM to get updates, and they couldn't, so they were all pretty much helpless.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot they could be doing, but they don't do.
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff. Like, it can make your phone work properly.
That would be a good one.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I would like my phone to not be a mess. Science.
Yeah.
For science.
Yes, for science.
For science. Brutal.
Physically, I think they could really upgrade that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you could do because they look so nicely the way they are, like glass, shiny, and
they apparently don't have to do very little for that. It's in there. It's literally turning it on. That like activating these program or the hardware.
Some 12-year-old will figure it out.
They probably have.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm sure there is. Like, I remember like years ago, like a kid figured out how to get your phone to run off. Like, you don't need a SIM. Like, you'd clone your SIM information into your phone. This kid was like 12. He's like, so this is how I got my phone to work out properly.
Wow.
Dad, turn on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It's like just some 12-year-old kid in his basement showing guys on YouTube how to fix your phone.
Of course.
Oh, that's great, actually. That's a good idea.
To like clone your SIM?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if something does happen to your SIM card, then like, why would you even need it? And he was making calls like, see, it works. I don't know why they don't do this all the time. Why it's not a native application of the phone, but...
So digitally, so there would be no SIM card in there?
No SIM card in the phone.
Because a lot of times when it goes bad, when you lose reception, you lose network because the SIM card went off right or whatever it is.
Isn't the SIM card just literally for the provider?
Yeah.
Like it's like a connection to the network.
They all got the logo on them.
It's to go around the provider, essentially. Like, you shouldn't have to use it, but because someone's got to make money.
Someone's got to make some cash.
Someone's got to make money, so they created SIM cards.
Yeah.
Do you guys get phones when you go to Thailand?
I get SIM cards.
You get SIM cards.
Yeah.
Like you bring your phone here just to change the SIM card? Or,
mine's unlocked. I think yours is unlocked.
I didn't. I bought or didn't. No, Luke gave me his old phone, and I just bought a SIM card for it, like just an easy-to-use phone, and then I had an iPod because Wi-Fi was accessible everywhere, so I pretty much used that anywhere I was, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But if I was to go again, I think I would bring an unlocked iPhone.
Yeah.
Because how cheap the data is there, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy,
so
man.
convenient and it's so cheap. It's so much easier.
I think I put in like a max of $30.
Yeah,
for the month.
Well, I even
use the shit out of the thing too.
Yeah, well, I even called my mom with the crappy little phone I had just to prove I could. Like I contacted her. I was like, she's like, "You're there right now, and you're on."
You're proving it to your mom or to yourself?
Yeah, to her.
Yeah.
And,
See, I told you.
I said I'll eat up all the data I'm using for this, unfortunately, because it's an international call. But it's so cheap that I'll just go buy more.
Yeah.
But just to show her that, like, this is how accessible it is over here.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Raji, who was here last time. he was there with us this time around. And when he was in Seoul, he needed to burn his minutes out.
Oh, okay.
So he called me from like Korea.
Nice.
It's like, oh, I got so much time on this thing, I need to burn it out.
Yeah.
We had a good like long chat before his flight to Korea, flight to
awesome.
here.
Yeah, because it's useless once he goes over here.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
But weird though, mine I had time left over and it worked here, but my phone here won't work there. Yeah, so I take my SIM card over here to like from here to there because I use the Virgin Mobile.
Yeah.
And
But that's more international too, though. Virgin's like an international.
Virgin is
yeah,
pretty
I've
big.
been a loyalist for Pay and Talk though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you get everything you need for a lot cheaper than a plan.
Right.
And I don't use that much data outside of the house anyway. Like I use the Wi-Fi for the most part
Yeah, me too.
in the house, and then like when I leave, maybe the odd Wikipedia article, some dumb shit that I don't need to know.
I leave most of my social media crap turned off unless
Yeah.
I have Wi-Fi
It's-
access.
yeah.
I just don't bother. It's too much of a waste.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'll get like a really important email or some shit that I might need to get my hands on. That's it. But yeah, and it works totally fine here. But as soon as I take this phone over there, the SIM card is useless.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the SIM card from
It's-
there
yeah.
worked totally fine over here. Yeah, which is just, I mean, that just kind of shows you that Canada gets just screwed.
We're
You
worse
get
in the
screwed.
States.
Yeah.
We're actually worse in the States.
Yeah.
It's monopolized more up here than it is down there. They're
Definitely.
more like the rest of the world when it comes to cell phones.
Oh yeah, it's I think us in Australia, right? We have the worst plans in the
Yeah.
world. I mean,
Really?
population and
Okay.
size. Like we have more land mass and less people, and that's your excuse.
Yeah.
We can charge you more.
Yeah.
Well,
Why is Toronto paying more?
Yeah, that's a terrible excuse.
Brutal, man.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Telecommunications in Canada, not the best.
No.
Yeah, it's not great at all.
Yeah.
Well, especially like I said, after I've never been, my first trip to Thailand, I look and Luke's got his iPhone and he's paying nothing for limitless data. He's not even using Wi-Fi for anything. He's using just data.
And that guy's on his phone a lot.
Yeah, and he's GPSing everywhere. Like,
No
man.
matter where he is, that guy loves his phone.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, in the middle of a movie, and he's just like nobody in there. I mean, if it's a packed theater, guys
he's
around
one
him.
of those guys.
Yeah, but
No,
he
no, not
deliberately.
Peter.
Yeah, I mean, he'll deliberately pick the corner seat in the theater just so he can like just get onto his phone if he's bored. Because we watch a lot of shitty movies, so sooner or later he'll be on that thing just checking his Facebook, zoned out. Something good will happen. Like, oh, check that out.
You know what's the best thing to do in that corner?
Nah.
Just get a 6-pack of Guinness
Yeah.
and popcorn.
Oh, that's a great
Guinness and
idea.
popcorn is the best combo.
Is that a good
Really?
combination?
It's such a good combo.
Really?
I've
Yeah.
never heard that, man. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Guinness is so filling, though.
I love Guinness, man.
It is
Guinness,
good.
Guinness, I find it to be the least filling because it doesn't have.
Same
it's not
here.
carbonated.
Same here.
Really?
I just
I'm the
drink a
exact
couple. Yeah,
Yeah.
just drink a couple, and that's it. You're hooked.
I with meals, everyone has like a burger and a beer. I can't get through my meal on regular beer. If I could have like 3 Guinness while I'm having a burger.
Yeah, that's right.
and
Me too.
Easily.
Really?
Yeah, dude. They're so less filling than everyone thinks.
Less filling.
Yes.
Does it taste great?
Yeah, less filling tastes great. Seriously, like I'm not even kidding, man. I'm religiously like devout
Guinness
to
guy.
Guinness. Yeah.
Guinness is my favorite. Too,
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
beer.
I like it. I've never gone deep with Guinness just because the idea that it's like, man, it's like a meal. It's
It's
so
the,
heavy.
the foam part of it because it's foam. You've had IPAs, you've had Pilsner, you had lagers. The foam is nothing.
Yeah.
But then you kind of take that first sip and it's just foam.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
realize, holy
But it's
shit,
not.
this is food.
It's a totally
Yeah.
different kind of head though than like regular old beer, right? It's
Exactly.
it's more like I don't know what kind of like regular lagers and stuff. It's thinner, but it's
thinner, yeah.
It's more like pop or like it's more carbonated.
Mm-hmm.
But where it looks like Guinness foam, you could spread it on toast.
Yeah.
It's like butter.
Yeah, it's Vegemite.
yeah.
But then when you
God.
get to that and get the actual dark Guinness, it's
Yeah.
like nothing. It's like water sometimes. I feel.
Yeah.
I've I mean like in the last few years especially, I've become such a pansy with like the Strongbow, the apple ciders.
I like Strongbow
Oh, good
too.
lord! God, do I like Strongbow? Like it's such a brutal thing to like.
I know.
You're in a room full of guys. Like, what do you have?
Especially-
Oh, Strongbow.
Well, even like by people who like cider standards, they're
Yeah.
like, ugh,
It's
Strongbow.
awful.
Like that's
They're
like the
rolling their
trendy
eyes at
one.
you.
Yeah, seriously, it's funny. I'm like, I'm sorry. I used to drink them after work all the time because they're just nice to drink after work.
Yeah, man. When you're tired and you don't want to get liquored up.
No.
But you just want to like mellow yourself out a little
Yeah.
bit. A Strongbow is it's the way to
What's
go.
what's the alcohol content in a Strongbow?
I think it's the same. It's like 4 something.
4?
Yeah,
Like-
I feel like it's closer to a cooler, but maybe not, just because it's sugary.
I hate it when you call it a cooler.
Yeah,
It's not,
don't
though.
call it a
I just mean
cooler.
alcohol content wise. Like,
Man, 'cause
they're
I
not
mean,
coolers. They're not. It's a cider, but it's like the mainstream cider.
I'll feel so bad drinking it.
No.
I'll still drink it.
Oh, dude, I remember at one point there, it was every night after work, I would just be having like 2 or 3 of those things.
Oh,
just
yeah.
crushing them. It's terrible. I'm
Strongbow.
like,
and
what am I doing?
chase that with a Bud Light Lime.
Ugh. No, I don't like
Ugh.
Light Lime.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross.
That's pretty bad.
I'm not a fan of that.
People
at all.
find them refreshing. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah.
They got like weird taste in my mouth. I don't know.
I'm not even going to talk about drinking them anymore.
There's nothing wrong with them. They're,
No, stop it.
they're
You
good
already ruined
summer-
it for
they're
me.
good summer beers. They're summer beers.
It's a good summer beer.
It's a summer
Middle of
beer.
winter, I'm not drinking a Bud Light Lime.
No.
I'm not ashamed to admit I've had my share of Bud Light Limes
That's fair.
in the
Me
hot
too.
summertime.
Me too, man. When that stuff came out, back
Nobody's taking my man card. I've
No.
done things.
Hey, when I was home, yeah, exactly. I am allowed. I'm entitled to my bed.
I'm entitled to my man card.
Man, I knew guys back home that the liquor store, of course, there's one liquor store in town.
Yeah. And the home is?
Chauvin.
Chauvin.
I don't know. Chauvin,
for
Alberta.
For the fans.
It's in Alberta. It's a really small town.
It's like close to the border, right?
Yeah. Like 20 minutes from Saskatchewan. So pretty far east. They got it. Like, this is when it first came out, and you couldn't even get it because it was selling out so fast. One of the guys knew the liquor store was getting it, and he just bought the flat, like the pallet.
Oh, wow.
That they had. And
the truck backed up.
Yeah.
And he went
to the liquor store and said, I'll just buy the whole shipment you're getting.
They're going to say yes for sure.
Yeah, they didn't care, man. They sold it to him.
Yeah, nobody cares who they're selling it to. They're just selling it.
This is one lump sum. Yeah, it's perfect.
Not bad.
Because, of course, it's there. They don't give a shit about anything. But that was pretty funny, man. Like, that's how much people liked it, because it hadn't come to Chauvin yet. Everyone else had it yet. If they were in the city, they were drinking it. It was just like, what is the deal with this freaking beer?
That's insane, man.
What else was really quickly came from nothing to the staple, like Smirnoff Ice, right? That went from zero to
I think so, yeah.
pretty much.
It marketed itself really well, and then there was that game everyone was playing where you ice somebody. Like,
really?
if you there was a game where you had to catch somebody doing something or tricking them, and then they had to slam a whole Smirnoff Ice. It was like an industry joke where you'd do it to like a coworker.
Yeah.
And then people would do it to each other, and then that really made it really big.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
The icing.
Yeah.
Rockets are a big deal. Remember Rockets? It's like a half a Kokanee and a half a Smirnoff Ice.
No.
Yeah, it was weirdly tasty. Like, guys were just like taking them back. I guess like girls loved it because it wasn't like beer.
Yeah.
But you're mix it with something
But
sweet.
you'd mix it, yeah.
Yeah, you'd mix it.
Okay.
So it was like just sugar.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
just drinking the
I
sugary
could see
drink.
it. I don't like either of those, but together they actually might be decent.
Yeah, that actually doesn't sound too bad.
Stay away, man. that sugar beer combination. You'll wake up drunk 4 days later.
Very true. And I guess we're talking about mankind.
Face down.
Full head. No arms, anything, just
Nothing.
to the ground.
I'd rather keep a man card. But you said it's popular with ladies at clubs.
They do like it. The Rockets were their way to drink the beers. Yeah. And like 2 girls for the price of 1, right? I mean, like 2 girls can walk up to a bar and be like, "Well, I got 2 Rockets."
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you're getting 2 customers, and you're
And you're
just
selling 2 drinks, but you're
2
mixing
drinks for
them,
1 drink. Yeah.
I remember I used to see women. I don't know if this is a regular thing. They buy Bud Light and they'd put a lime in there because they wouldn't pay for a Bud Light lime.
Oh,
because
man.
it's cheaper to buy Bud Light and get a lime.
That's pretty bad. That is.
Are you getting the same thing out of this?
That is cheap.
Yeah.
That's very
pretty cheap.
Probably
Yeah.
saves,
Just
what,
squeeze a
50
couple
cents?
limes into it.
Cougs. Whole Cougs.
But bar limes, man. I mean, if people knew the amount of insects that were on those things,
do you know how much those cost now?
really,
Like
they're
a
expensive.
standard box is like $300.
You made that face, like really?
Yes, dude.
Wow.
There's like a massive shortage of bar limes.
Wait, like they come pre-cut?
No.
No. Just like limes in general.
No, you got to
Oh,
cut
just the
them.
limes
The
themselves.
boxes of
Oh,
limes, like
yeah.
the shipments of like this was a few years ago. Someone told me this because they were like, you got to make sure you like even if they're like going kind of bad, you got to make sure you use them because there was such a shortage, which still is apparently.
Yeah.
They were like at that point they were like $300 a box.
Wow.
Like gross, and the boxes are pretty big, but
Oh
like
my.
$300.
Still, that's expensive.
Yeah, so they didn't want them to go bad. They were like, you got to get them all out. Like you'd never let them go rotten because that's a huge waste of money, right?
That's pretty bad.
I'd stop getting alcohols that need lime, actually.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, a bar, you can't, like a
you
cocktail
need to have
bar
it,
cannot
yeah.
do that, right?
No,
now.
you
Like,
need to have limes.
It was
Wow.
ridiculous. And I
Fruit
didn't
is,
believe
is
her.
a
I didn't
big
believe
deal.
the chick telling me that, but she said, no, man, we're like, it sucks. Like, the last thing you want to spend money on is limes, and the last thing you want to throw out are limes right now.
Man,
Yeah,
we,
you don't want to think about that in a budget, right? It's
No.
just limes. It's like
Yeah,
salts.
that's
it's
brutal,
like-
man.
Yeah.
Years ago, probably like what's that? Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's just like celery, like taking care
Yeah.
of those salts. But I'm guessing it's Are they from California, imported?
Maybe. Well, they are imported. I'm not sure from where, but that was the biggest thing.
It's got to be Florida or California.
Yeah,
Citrus.
yeah, yeah. And I know there's obviously everything from California has been expensive recently. But,
That could be why then, though, because that was probably. I mean, does that happen every time they have their fires or like
Droughts and
It's just
fires.
that kind of screw everything up?
droughts. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just summer droughts.
That's brutal.
I couldn't believe it when I heard that. I don't know if it still is bad, but I feel like it's probably close because I don't think a lot has changed. Would randomly hear people saying, "Yeah, there's shortages, or there's just they're not as good as they used to be, or something."
Well,
like that. The crops aren't as good. Maybe
That's
the droughts.
like conspiracy theories have a field day with that shit. And even now, you see like ugly fruits and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you not sell us ugly fruits?
I know ugly fruits are just like dented ones that
Yeah.
are really bad.
Yeah. Just like fruit that comes out
They just
looking
want
weird.
appearance.
And
It's
appearance,
Yeah.
all appearance.
Yeah.
And they're fine fruits. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with them. The vegetables, peppers and whatnot. Like a pepper
Yeah.
looks like it's kinked. Like
yeah.
weird
It's
shit
got,
where
it's
it's just
got
like
a third nodule in there.
Yeah,
It's still
third
a pepper.
nodule.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
probably gravitate towards those kind of weird shaped ones because that's how naturally they come off.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you grow them in your garden.
Strawberry doesn't. It's not supposed to look like a cone.
Yeah, it just
It's a
grows.
dun cone.
Yeah,
It's
grows
supposed-
wherever it grows up there.
I got upset about that. Shouldn't look like a goddamn cone.
It's got exactly 300 seeds on it. No more, no less.
Yeah, 300 dimples like a golf ball.
Yeah, exactly.
No, man. But there's guys who like that American Ninja Warrior, that one dude who just dumpster dives for his food all the time. Lives in a van and
there's a
just
kid-
dumpster
It's
dives.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
I
kid
see
here,
that.
Patrick Sperling, is really good. He's a really cool guy, and
Yeah.
he's been, I don't know how many years he's been vegan, but I knew him for years. And he dumpster dives at Planet Organic and like other restaurants and stuff. He used to dumpster dive at Costco.
Yeah.
And he got caught a couple times, but he pulled a brand new keyboard out of a Costco dumpster.
Oh my.
Because they
Wow.
just have a compactor in the back. They don't. All your returns just get thrown in a compactor, right? It's cheaper to destroy it than to send it back to the retailer.
Yeah,
A hound felt terrible at Toys R Us. He's like, I'm at Toys R Us and get a return of like a perfectly fine toy. It's just
Yeah.
it was the wrong thing or whatever, but it's
Yeah.
opened up. It comes back to them. They have to destroy it.
Yeah.
And he said, like, we could take this to kids who don't have toys.
You could
like,
take it to homeless
we all grew up
shelters, yeah.
broke. Take it to a homeless shelter
Yeah.
or like a women's shelter, whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's kids out there who could just get it. They're like, no, we got to destroy it all.
Yep.
And he's like, this nice stuff.
It's terrible that they have
Yeah.
to, but that's Patrick. He posts all of his everything he finds.
Yeah.
He went to Shoppers after Valentine's Day once, and she's like, I don't eat this stuff. But if anybody wants a bunch of chocolate, I have boxes of Lindor chocolates. That
Brutal.
because it
Just
doesn't
got rid of.
Yeah, and again, like he said, Planet Organic. He kind of it's funny because a place like Planet Organic throws away their food and gets mad at him and chases him away for it. But he's like, I'm going to eat this food.
Yeah.
And he's not a hobo. He'd rather dumpster dive.
No, there's guys who do it because there's a benefit to it. I mean, number one, he gets the food for nothing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, this is good stuff.
It's not going to waste.
It's not going to waste.
Well, was it France that finally decided to start doing
it's
the
France,
giving
yeah.
away? Because what I don't understand is how someone doesn't just take the 5 minutes to write up a contract that if you want this food, you just got to sign this because then we're not liable
Yeah.
for if you get sick.
Exactly.
Or
Yeah.
to give it to homeless shelters.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Such an easy way to help and dispose of stuff and not create more waste. But
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, we're building so much waste. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
It's ridiculous, and just for image, really. Like we're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about
true.
vegetables
Yeah,
here.
it is.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
It just gets Toys R Us. Like we have the best stuff. There's no problems with it. The box is perfectly. Corners are perfect. Never
Yeah.
been dropped.
Yeah.
And that's what they wanted. But I don't know. I don't think people care as much for that.
no, it's more about, well, I guess we throw more things away than we used to, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? So
But then we're being allowed to do it too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're showing us you can have a brand new shiny
Yeah.
iPhone every 2 years.
yeah,
or
that's true.
get your Ford F-150, brand new Ford F-150
Yeah,
every
get
2
rid of
years.
get rid of that old 2-year-old clunker that you don't
Yeah.
like. Like 2-year-old. My
Good
truck's
grief.
15 years old, man.
15, you're not looking to get rid of it
Oh,
anytime
man.
soon.
No way. I'm
You're
gonna find a way to
connected.
rust coat that thing. The entire thing.
You were talking about this. You want to get like the whole thing done with that plastic coat.
Box liner.
A box
I want a
liner.
box liner in my truck, man. I've seen guys do it. It's awesome. And I
Really?
might know a kid that will do it for me because he kind of does weird mods on his car on his
Yeah.
spare time. He has this old BMW that he's basically
I love the idea of that.
America did. Like he put America on the back window and it's like camo green with these huge mud tires and like a rack and it has like ammo boxes on the side of it. But it's an old trendy BMW.
Yeah.
But I think he would be good at that because he likes to do obscure stuff to cars.
That's pretty cool. How thick would that be?
I don't know. I would probably, however, it's the same thickness as it is for the actual box.
It'd be like, what, like an eighth of an inch?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not terrible.
It's pretty thin, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's durable. I mean, obviously, it's used for the box liner, so.
I mean, could you, like, washing your car would be easy.
Yeah.
Just hose it down.
Yeah.
Everything comes right off.
Yeah, and then just, I don't know, get the paint off of it, and then maybe try to get rust coat the bottom the best I can, but, yeah.
That's an incredible idea.
Box
Yeah, that's a
liner,
good
man.
idea. I
Just-
gotta see this.
I want to
Oh, yeah.
turn it into, like, I was like, I thought of it because of the War Boy vehicles from
Oh,
LX.
yeah, yeah.
Just make it look really messed up and evil looking.
That'd
And
be
then
great.
just get another 10 years out of it, you know?
You could not drive anywhere with Drago in your car.
No.
You with a shaved head,
Yeah.
and that guy looking like Roy Batty
Yeah.
from Blade Runner.
Yes, actually.
Yeah.
That would be
in
a good,
your car.
That would be a good Halloween setup.
He looks so much like Roy Batty. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he should really play him for Halloween.
Yeah, he's...
I'll just hold a dove and walk around. Talking about Tears and Rain.
You realize, yeah, because doesn't Roy Batty... No, Roy Batty has like a mesh shirt, doesn't he?
Oh, man, I'm sure at some point. I haven't seen that in a long time,
I
but I
know.
think that sounds right.
I forget the name. Is that the main character?
Yeah.
No, in Blade Runner. Remember,
the bad dude.
we kind of nerded out on you.
Sorry, we,
Yeah, I know.
we jumped to like 6 different movies.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
He's like the main villain, the android in Blade Runner.
Oh, I'm
The
trying to
Harrison
remember.
Ford.
The main replicant.
Because
Yeah.
it's been a while, but yeah, I completely forgot. Great
That-
movie, though.
That
A
actor,
really good
I
movie.
can't remember. I always forget his
Rutger
name.
Hauer.
Rutger Hauer, yes. I don't know why I forget that name.
Icon of the 80s, Rutger Hauer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
He's really good. The last thing he did was Batman Begins. He was in Batman Begins. He played the guy who had the Wayne Enterprises. And Bruce Wayne's got to get back from
Yes,
him.
he did. Yes, he did.
He was in that. The old nerd Craig.
He's
came
not.
back
No, but
there.
he's not dead though. It's just the last movie he did.
That's the last one he did. Oh, well, that I
Oh.
remember. I'm sure he's done like some other stuff since then.
Okay,
Because I
cool.
think he was in Smallville for a bit, playing like
Oh.
the same character. No, he was Morgan Edge in Smallville.
Who's Morgan Edge?
Morgan Edge is okay, man. I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know a lot of the DC. I don't know a lot of the DC stuff.
I know,
right?
but I mean, I can just fall into this stuff, and it's the rabbit hole,
Oh,
right?
yeah, I
And
know.
I fall into it, and it's going to be gone for a while.
Yeah.
But Morgan Edge, for anybody who doesn't know, was like a crime boss in DC Comics. He was
Okay.
big like during the late '80s, early '90s. Then he kind of disappeared.
Okay.
Tried to kill Superman with the super suit once.
Okay.
I think he had a heart attack. And
So
died.
they brought him into Smallville, hey?
Yeah, he was a character in that because he was pretty big during the John Byrne run. Well, not the John Byrne run, but like Man of Steel in that era
Okay.
of comic
So
books.
he was relevant then.
He was relevant.
for the show.
They cast Superman for Supergirl.
It's not going to be
I
Smallville
saw
Superman?
that.
No, it was going to be Tom Welling. They thought it would be, but he had a show at CBS, and I don't know if they just don't want to mix universes because he was like, I guess he would almost be an Earth 2 version of Superman.
Okay, all right. But
Because,
he's not
you know,
going to be
it's a
there a
different
lot.
world.
So
2 episodes to begin with, and then he'll probably have some obscure like in and outs. But it's the guy who was the kid in Road to Perdition.
really?
Yeah, that little kid
So he's
who
our
looked like a
grown-up
little
now.
Clark Kent anyway.
Huh.
Yeah, he looks a lot like a Jim Lee version of Superman.
Cool.
Artist Jim Lee, who
Yeah.
who was like he designed a lot of the way Superman looks now. He was the
Batman
artist in
different too,
Batman
right?
Hush.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Sorry,
Yeah.
the Batman Hush.
I think that was his first real Batman. He did Black and White, which is like a black and white version of Batman. He did
Cool.
that a couple of those, but yeah, his big one was Hush
Cool.
with I believe Jeff Loeb wrote that. Jeff
Really?
Loeb, who was like the Zack Snyder of comic books. If you give that guy an outline, he's great, but you let him run on his own, he's gonna mess it up.
Oh, really?
Jeff Loeb, he's you love to hate him, you hate to love him.
He's good to bring on, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
With
man,
other
like he
guys.
did Long Halloween with Tim Sale. It's like a retelling of the Two-Face origin,
Okay.
and it was really good. It's awesome. It's got like all the characters you want: Joker, Catwoman, Two-Face. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
his origin story. It's really well done. And Tim Sale is kind of like he was like the new Frank Miller as far as art
Oh,
goes.
just for gritty,
Beautiful,
gritty
yeah.
look. Okay.
He's colorblind, so he does all of his stuff in black and white and washes.
Huh.
And then somebody else comes and colors it for him, and it looks incredible, man.
Probably still got it just doing black and white. It would be very
I think
noir.
so.
Yeah, his
noir
black and
Batman,
white's
you know,
incredible.
like,
Yeah, so his washes look really good too.
Huh.
But all of his stuff is super muted. But he's the guy. He did like the Superman with Jeff Loeb, which is like another origin kind of a thing. He draws a great Superman, like a big bulky up top with a gigantic head and
Right.
small legs. Really cool look. They did like a Captain America. They did a Hulk, but they do like color stuff.
Yeah.
So it's called like Hulk. I think Hulk green, Spider-Man red, Captain America blue,
Okay.
or like white, something like that. But yeah, they're really good.
Cool.
But yeah, that was the. So anyway, we went like down the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
down the goddamn rabbit hole.
You warned
man.
us at least. You warned us.
I warned you guys,
Yeah.
man.
This
I
is
can't
what
be.
happens.
There are certain people. Whistle. There are certain people who I can't talk about this stuff around because I feel like I'm losing you. I'm
Yeah.
like getting too far into it. But anyway, the guy they cast, look, is Taylor Hoechlin or Hotchin, something like that.
The kid from Road to Perdition.
The kid from. He's been on Teen Wolf, I guess. He's like
What the
been in
hell
the
is
show.
Teen Wolf? Is that a TV
That's
show?
a TV show, man. It's like they've done like a True Blood version of Teen Wolf.
No.
Yeah, it's like
Oh.
10 years, not 10 years,
Well,
4
thank-
years now,
thank
4 or 5
God
years.
I don't have regular cable anymore, man.
Isn't
I
that the
just-
worst 2 words for a show?
Teen Wolf? Yeah, it's
I
pretty
would
bad.
never ever watch a show called Teen Wolf, but I know it
No,
was on.
dude,
It was
yeah.
on Much here. Yeah.
Michael J. Fox is in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that might be a little before
Well,
your
I know,
time.
I know the movie.
Yeah.
I know the Teen Wolf movie, but was it at all directly related to the TV show? Or
I think it's got the same general idea,
It's
but it's a
different-
drama.
Okay.
It's like Buffy.
Yeah.
It's like it's not jokey
yeah,
jokerson.
I guess I
but it's
could-
got like a lot going on.
Yeah, because I was a big fan of Buffy. I shouldn't hate on stuff like that, but lately it just seems like they're just so unintelligent. Like,
Yeah.
like Buffy's still like it's still candy for the brain.
Yeah.
like still junk food for the brain, but still it was written really well. Joss Whedon's a good writer. He's a
Yeah.
good guy, right? He makes good stuff. Nowadays, it's soap operas with zombies or vampires or bikers on top. That's
Yes.
how I look at all the television shows now.
That's a good way to
They
put it.
go Sands of Our Time or whatever.
Sands of
name
what?
a soap opera.
Sands of
Days
Our
of Our-
Let's call it
Days
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our
Let's go
Lives.
Days of Our Lives. Vampires, and
Yes.
then you just layer them on top.
Well, they already did that.
Yes, I
That
know.
was Johnny Depp. Well, I'm not Johnny Depp, but
There was
the
a soap
TV
opera.
show.
There was a soap opera where they had
Oh.
like a witch and a little midget. The midget
Yeah,
guy.
it's like
Or he was a doll. He played
it's
a
right
doll.
at the top. Dark Shadows. Dark Shadows.
Okay.
What
It was that was the name of it.
And there was evil demons and all that, but it was terrible.
yeah,
but it,
Barnabas Collins.
how did those shows last for like 35 years? Like
Because
longest running
they're-
shows in existence.
I think
They're
they produce
easy.
the audience. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes, they must.
That's
They
a good
don't
way to put
attract
it.
But yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
What do you mean? Okay, so
So these people start watching it. They got nothing to do.
Yeah.
And the show is dumb, and they become dumb. And now they got a following.
are
They're
you
dumber for being into
directly
it.
offending soap opera audiences right now? How dare you?
100%.
How dare you?
We're talking about those shows. I never specifically said what type of show.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But there's some shows that I've seen. I know the 2 shows are Two Broke Girls or whatever.
Yes,
It's on
I've heard
TV,
of that show, yeah.
And 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
So just flipping the channels when one show ends, that might start and be on in the background. So what I gathered it to be now is when you go to those YTV shows for preteens.
Yes.
Those bad jokes, those stereotypical characters,
The laugh
those
tracks,
really bad. These are the exact same shows.
Yeah.
But with adults talking with sex talk.
Adult
For
situations.
adult
That's
situations.
it.
Oh
That's
my
exactly what it
goodness.
is,
So that,
and it's
that
embarrassing
rating
to
in the
watch.
corner is the only difference.
That's the
crazy.
only difference.
I never even thought of it like that.
Just watch it or actually maybe go to the channels. Watch that preteen shows with those stupid jokes, and the audience laughs for some dumb reason. But
because it's pre-recorded last week. That's why.
And like it's just
They actually have microphones in front of them, and they.
and then exactly, and then they go and then watch those other shows.
And it's just like adult situations, and that's it.
Situations.
So instead of talking
it's
about like
embarrassing to watch.
candy, it's alcohol.
Yeah,
exactly.
And their periods and sex talk and why their boyfriend sucks.
Yes.
Instead of homework.
With a laugh track.
Homework and the bus driver.
That's brutal, man. That's rough. That's a good point, though. They produce their audience like that. The audience watches it, they get hooked on it because it's easy to digest.
Exactly.
Yeah,
man, that's
next
crazy.
thing you know,
and it's not challenging, right? Sometimes that's
well, and don't get me wrong. There's shows where I just like shut my brain off. Right, there are some dumb shows that I've watched that are dumb but great to watch.
Yeah.
But that stuff, I actually realize what I'm doing. Like, I have a moment of, what
am I doing?
Oh, no, I've been on this for like an hour now. And then I got to...
No, you're right.
You've been watching it too long.
Yeah. Like,
everybody needs that little things, though. Like, you need to kind of turn off. I use that for video games. Sometimes I realize, like, I gain nothing from this.
Oh, no,
even character development or anything. Like, I just kind of played sports game with really nothing out of it. But,
you're just playing it.
And exactly. We always need to shut off our brains.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got to recharge,
like,
right?
Well, Fallout, you blink of an eye and 6 hours have gone by because you've been organizing your house.
Yeah.
Do you need to organize your house in
man.
Fallout? No, but you do it. Oh,
I got to the point where like I was like trying to build those lockers.
Yeah.
To like make sure I had enough room so I could like gather stuff that I had like layered around the land. Like it was everywhere. Like, weird shit that I knew was in different places of the world.
Yeah.
Just gonna bring it back and make my house look pretty.
Yeah.
Like a little apartment that I had in that
Make
whatever
sure
town
those
you're in.
Well, like my friend Matt used to tell me how there was one in one of the older games in New Vegas how the pre-war money is useless. Like you can sell it, but all you would do is just collect it and then dump it on a bed. So he had a bed covered in money.
Wow.
and he would find bones and put bones on there. He's like, I don't know, funny to have like a pile
Just to have.
just because it's all stacks of money. And
Yeah.
if you throw it all out at once, it comes out as one stack, but it says like 400 stacks when you pick it up. So he would have to individually dump each one. No, just the bricks, like the bricks of money, or else. So he would have like thousands of stacks of money on this stupid bed.
That's brutal.
He was so proud of it too, man. Just like, look at all this money.
That game sucks you in. Even things like that, it sucks you in, even for little things.
Well, now
Yeah,
because
man.
you can build towns and you can build houses, and it's
in Fallout 4?
yeah,
Really?
You develop settlements now, and they're all over, and you can create trade routes, and you can armor up your trade people.
That's too much.
It's insane.
That's
man.
too much,
And
man.
you can do it. You can completely avoid it.
Yeah.
Or you can develop it, and it's even more helpful to develop it because you just start earning money on the side, and then you have like everyone knows who you are. You're more useful in the game, but it's so much extra work. Like,
That's
you got to
something.
be generators like water purification plants, crops.
So it is like a life simulator.
Yes, dude.
Like with
It is. It's a
Bart's
post-apocalyptic-
yard work simulator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have people in there, and like new settlers will show up, and they'll just be sitting there, and they're unassigned. So you got to assign them, or they just sit there.
Oh,
and
that's
do
Oh my
Great.
god. So you're a supervisor now too.
Great. Yeah, that's
and then
That's
like,
the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, with
no, but like the effort they put into that game. That's
Well,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
the
That's unbelievable.
craziest thing is when I started doing trade routes. Then you have people you can assign to. Okay, well, this town has a way bigger farm, and these guys have a good supply of animals. So they're going to start trading this stuff more back and forth, and then your traders might get attacked. So you just armor them up, give them really good guns,
Wow.
and then just nobody messes with them. And
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is. And the annoying thing though is it'll say like, oh, you're getting this trip. You could be in the middle of a really important quest that you spent like 3 hours on, and then all of a sudden, Sanctuary is getting attacked by raiders. Like, so you have to fast travel there. You fast travel, and then it auto loads the attack. So it's just like really glitchy, and then 2 dudes are there, and you have to kill them all because everyone's just running around like retards, even though they could do it themselves.
Yeah.
And you have to put in security for a reason, but the security doesn't do the job.
That's awful. I can't handle that.
Oh, man.
I can't
That's too
handle
much.
dumb people in the real
It
world.
is.
Yeah.
I can't handle morons in the video game
Man,
world.
all
Just let them die.
Yeah,
just
I
let 'em
know.
die, man.
I made my character good enough to where I just can walk around by myself and chop people's heads off, and they don't know I'm there.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about. But I got to go back to these goddamn settlements and help out all my stupid settlers.
There's
Sounds like
too
a
dumb
manager of
to-
some company.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
I
it
got to
is.
take care of these
It
guys.
is,
I
man.
don't want to
It is.
babysit.
One guy made a good point because I was watching how to improve on security, but he said it doesn't matter. You can put all the guns you want up. All that happens is the raiders just sit there and shoot at the guns and the guns don't really kill them.
So
like
they're
for
almost
show.
like a deterrent. They won't kill your guys. They'll shoot the guns first,
Yeah,
And then they'll shoot your guys
I guess
after.
that would be the only thing, because the guns are going to automatically start shooting them, so they'll shoot back.
Yeah.
But then they're just busting your guns, and then if you don't get there in time, they'll slowly destroy all the guns, unless
Yeah.
you have a ton. So one of the settlements I built was in like an alleyway surrounded by high buildings. So there's just like 20. So it's just Death Alley. If they walked in, they would just get hit by like 20 automated guns. I'm like, hopefully that's enough. I would hope.
Tower defense.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. That's a lot going
Dude,
on, like
it's
tower
a lot.
defense and
I haven't
character
even
development and
touched the
RPG.
surface. And I've watched YouTube videos about guys who strictly just build.
Yeah.
They build like the structures they're building, the way they're building them.
Yeah.
There's the power supplies are so intricate and detailed, like with on and off switches and cables and crossing the lighting,
that
electricity.
Detailed, hey?
It's mind blowing.
Because I mean, like Minecraft was so big for a while there. Like build your world, right?
It's very similar to Minecraft, but obviously it doesn't look so blocky, but it's way more complex.
Yeah.
And now that there's ways to glitch stuff, where I think the creators decided they didn't want to like mess with it, because it wasn't really cheating. It was just better ways to like move stuff around. So you could put something down, attach something smaller to it as a whole, and then move the whole structure. But then you could slide it inside of stuff, so you could recreate walls and restructure buildings and like hide lighting. So you'd have the light from the light, but the light wouldn't be there.
You wouldn't see it.
Yeah, you'd have the glow, but you wouldn't have the lamp there.
Now that's a glitch, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not something that's supposed to happen, but they didn't fix it. They know about it. A lot of the software stuff that happens, like there's so many glitches in the game when it came out, and everyone was jumping on them to take advantage of them, so they fixed a lot already. But that was one where they're like, it's cool. People are building really cool shit. Like,
that's cool, man.
That
I mean,
was really
that's
cool.
functional though.
Yes.
Not like The Division.
No.
You can like block a guy in a doorway.
No, I know. I heard
like
so
charge
many-
him ransom to get out.
Yeah, there's so many
crazy.
messed up things in the Division I've heard about.
Yeah.
Man, I was so excited. I talked to you about this forever.
did, yeah.
Like The Division,
Are
man.
either of you guys playing it, or
No,
I played
no.
it for a bit, but no, I didn't.
is this
no.
just too much? Like, you got to be there all the time.
Yeah.
Is it more of like an MMO? Like, it's like
I think so,
You
yeah.
got to be there for raids and like prizes, and you go with teams. Like, is it?
Yeah, I think just how a lot of games are now is that you get these missions that come up randomly or for weekends
Yeah.
or
But it is strictly
So even
online,
scheduled with your
It's-
friends and whatnot.
Yeah, it's strictly online. To be honest with you, I don't know if there is a single player campaign type of thing.
I think
I
there
believe
there
there
is a
is,
single
yes.
player,
Okay.
but at the same time, it's not designed to be a single player.
No,
game.
but it's fully
a
online,
multiplayer game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the single player's not online.
No.
Yeah, so I mean, you can shut it down.
That's right.
And then
But your
play a
character,
single player
but
game.
it's two separate characters. Like, your character build online is going to be different from your.
I don't think
offline?
so. No, because Borderlands isn't like that. Like Borderlands 2, the
Right.
game that I got sucked
love it.
into for
I love that game.
friggin' 600 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it gets to where like your character that you are becomes the same guy that you play with your friends online.
Okay.
And then like anybody else who's playing against you is gonna have to go up against that guy.
Cool.
Like everybody's like a level 60 though, so what does it matter?
Yeah, and I've been watching. That's the thing, man. I find I spend more time watching other people play than I play myself now.
Twitch, man.
Well, not even on Twitch.
Twitch,
I
yeah.
do on Twitch, but I find guys on YouTube because they'll take their Twitch stream and they'll just cut it down to like an hour.
Yeah.
And they'll just show you what they did that day, and I actually really appreciate that because it just saves me the time. And then they kind of highlight all the stuff they did.
Yeah.
And that's really fun because that's how I learn about these games, and then decide if I even want to play them. Or actually, it's a really good way to do it. Is some of the games I don't even want to play, but I enjoy seeing them. And
Yeah.
I love watching people play games. I'll go to a friend's house and they're like, "Were you sure you don't want to like jump in?" And I'm like, no. I will literally watch you play this for 6 hours because that's how boring I am.
I can
Especially
watch
when
someone
they're
that's good at
visually
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yes,
When they're
Well,
good at
like
it.
a game like Division 2, I would love to sit there and just watch somebody play it, man.
Yeah.
Like, or those jump scare games. I could never play those. Like Outlast or Alan Wake was terrifying. I played that and
Alan Wake is pretty good, huh? I
Holy
hear great things
Christ,
about it.
Scared and the worst part is I didn't realize how long it was, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna hammer through these last like couple levels. Well, it was 6 hours later, and I almost like wanted to commit suicide because I was so stressed out. It was terrifying. Like,
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
reading a horror novel. Good though, like so good. Like those
Yeah.
are great games, but
I've quit some of those games.
yeah.
I just like get to the part where it's just like you got to go through this door. I turn it off, never turn it back again.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm
Really?
done.
Because
Well, you just-
the jump is too much.
Well,
huh?
I played Silent Hill last night because
Yeah.
there's after that demo at E3. There's a demo that they released after the whole preview at E3.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Are you talking about the new Resident Evil one they're doing?
oh, sorry, Resident Evil.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said Silent Hill.
I
Yeah.
watched that too. Well, because there was PT. Everyone's pissed that PT
That's
didn't
right.
come out, right?
Oh man,
that was-
those two with Del Toro. What's his first name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Guillermo del
yeah.
Toro, and then it was Kojima was working
Yeah,
on it, wasn't
Kojima.
he?
Oh, that would have been that
Yeah,
combination.
and
Would have
they're
been
begging
incredible.
him to come to bring it back, and it's not happening
No,
because I
it's
think
not.
what Konami just said, no, we're gonna keep the
Really?
rights to this, and no one's gonna get it. That was the big internet thing I was hearing, all the rumors and shit.
I hate that.
Yeah, well, like, Kojima's doing his own thing now.
His-
and
yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own studio.
Yeah, well,
that weird ass logo he put out there.
He came out at E3 basically. I'm going to be back developing, and then
Yeah.
and then if this Resident Evil demo, everyone's playing it online now,
Yeah.
and it's cool. Like it's a jump scare. You can't fight anything. You have to solve puzzles.
Yeah,
Really?
It's like escape room.
So
Kinda
is it?
like-
Yeah. So it's a real escape room then.
Yeah. The first thing when you start the game, it says press any button. The first thing in white, it says try and get out of the house, in those kind of words.
Yeah,
and
that's
then you
crazy.
start. That's it.
That's it.
And then you start off in this room, and I was walking around in this room, and I was kind of by myself. It was dark downstairs in the basement.
Yeah.
Couldn't find anything, and
Your
found the door.
basement's pretty dark too.
It's pretty dark. So I opened up this door, kind of peeked in the hallway. I said, "Nope." Started playing another game.
I'm out, sucker.
I can't do it, man.
I'm out, suckers. I'm not doing it.
Man, I get jumped watching them play it, like online, like watching on YouTube. The one guy, he didn't even notice something. I thought this was hilarious because these guys are so used to playing these games that they notice everything going on in them. But he walked by this door, and then a little girl was just there and then gone, and he didn't say anything. He's like da da da, and he kept going. I'm like, because I paused it and rewound, and like there was a little girl.
Yeah.
He didn't even see it.
Oh no!
And I'm just like in your head, man.
You're terrified for him.
Because usually they're like, oh man, or because they wear those really expensive headphones, and
Yeah.
their job is to kind of get jump scared, right? Or else
Yeah.
they wouldn't put themselves through this for nothing. But that was the one time that I never saw him register something. And I was really worried. I'm like, this is a bad one, because if he's not seeing stuff, then this is going to get really scary.
That's crazy. Man.
PT, I screamed at the end. I
Explain what PT is.
What does that stand for something?
I don't think
Because
it
everyone
is.
just calls it PT.
Yeah.
And Norman Reedus is in it, apparently.
He's just like some dude in a beach
Well, yeah,
in the
it's
trailer,
his,
right?
Yeah, but it's him. Like, it's his
Yeah.
voice. The
Yeah,
actor.
yeah.
I shouldn't say Norman Reedus.
No, what I mean, like as far as the character goes,
Mm-hmm.
like doesn't it start off where he's just like some dude
I
looking
don't
almost
know.
tribal on a beach? Is that the one?
No,
I don't know.
No. That's,
I just remember it's in the house. Like you
Okay,
you
yeah.
go through
It's
this
the same
like
type
That's
of thing,
different what I'm
escape.
talking about then.
Yeah.
you keep doing laps in this house. You go through a hallway, and then you go down the hallway, and there's all this. The hallway keeps changing a little more and more as you do it, and you have to activate certain stuff.
I do know what you're talking about.
And it gets worse, and like there's a weird fetus in a sink, and there's
Yeah.
this ghost woman, and then
And
there's
there's
stuff.
noises coming from rooms,
Yeah.
and there's a clock, and the
it's
radio
almost
goes
like
on
the,
sometimes.
Yeah.
the
Shadow
nightmare
Dismal.
sequence from that first Max Payne.
Yes.
Yeah, where you don't know
Ugh.
what's going on, but you're in like a
Yeah.
weird dream. Like it's like dream reality.
That was that game stressed me out too. Max Payne, where you kept falling off that red line and the baby screaming.
That was rough.
I had to turn the volume down to finish that level.
Yep.
Because I died so many times that it was actually hitting me the way like they drive people crazy in rooms with music.
Yeah.
Like how they blast music into try
Panama?
Yeah.
Trying to like get somebody out of a mansion.
Blasting Metallica in a mansion. Yeah, and every time that baby would scream, like I
Yeah,
just turned
no,
the volume
man.
down just to focus on that stupid red line.
That one was weird because I remember like Max Payne. It didn't have the best mechanics, but
No.
it was still a lot of fun to play.
Yeah.
It had a cool story and shit like that.
Yeah.
But then that scene of the baby when you relive why he becomes Max Payne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really it took a different turn. It went
Yeah.
from being a crime noir.
Yeah.
To straight up horror.
Yeah, totally.
And it didn't like kind of get you into it either. It's
No.
like all of a sudden it's a horror game.
Yeah, they're like, guess what happened? This is all messed up. But yeah, PT it was good, and I don't know if the demo you can still do it.
No, I think
They take it down.
yeah. Maybe you could buy now a PlayStation for $5,000 that has it on it.
Maybe, yeah.
Sometimes because you can't get it anymore. But the purpose of it is kind of a bit of a tease. But you have to do everything in sequence, in
Yeah.
perfect sequence, and it's supposed to take hours to
Yeah.
do. But it has
Oh,
to be
wow.
perfect sequence. So when you don't do it, it's not going to work, and you kind of
It
have to
just
start again.
loops you back to
Yeah.
the hallway you were just in,
Yeah.
kind of.
So you go into the door, you go down the stairs, you come out, and you actually end up at the beginning door.
Yeah.
So it's
And then something new is there, like you should have maybe picked up those pills or looked at that photo this time,
or-
and then
yeah.
Man,
it's taking
there
picture,
were a
yeah.
few games like that way back when, right? Where you had to have everything done.
yeah,
like your
just really
timing
good
had to be
puzzle
right.
games, yeah.
Yeah. Even Battletoads. Or Battletoads like
Ugh.
that. Remember that scene, that sequence with the flying car, whatever the hell their little craft was.
Yeah,
There's a
Like
whole
the really, really
level.
fast ones that were hard to get through. Yeah,
Where you had to just like, if you didn't get the timing down exactly,
Yeah.
and like 400 times in, you finally get it.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, finally.
but then the thing is, there's no checkpoints.
There's no save.
Oh, man.
There's no checkpoints to save.
That's
so
what I
like,
miss about
yeah.
games.
I do,
Staying
man.
out at 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
There was a
let's finish
risk of
this.
loss
Let's
back
finish
then.
this.
Now it's
That's
like,
right.
whatever, I can die a million times. Like
You would pause it.
even Skyrim or
Yeah.
Fallout. Like the only reason that you would be pissed off about Skyrim or Fallout is because you forgot to save, or
Yeah.
you glitched out and the save didn't take,
Yeah.
and then you lost all like the hours of gameplay. But now it's like fucking die a million times, just reload.
Yeah, yeah.
well, Dark Souls.
Ugh, no, that has accountability.
Yeah.
That
Definitely,
does.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, you have to get it done right.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only games like that now, really, where
Yeah.
it does require
What was
skill.
the one that just the other one they did too? It wasn't.
Same studio?
Is it? It's just like Dark Souls. Not Demon Souls. What was it?
I'm trying to think of.
It was coming out in the meantime. It was like what came out to fill the gap between Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 for everybody.
I feel like I know what you're talking
And
about.
I
but
feel like I know what
It
you're
have
yeah.
guns in it, and it's a different look to it.
Is it one word or is it? Is it 3
Maybe.
words?
God, why can't I? Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Thank you.
It is one word. Yeah,
Yes,
that's right.
Bloodborne.
Is that Victorian
Bloodborne.
era looking?
Yes,
one?
yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
And
Bloodborne.
beautiful. Why are these games so amazing looking? I want to play them. And then I play 20 minutes of Dark Souls, and then I want to shoot myself in the face and shut it off and never look at it again.
I was the kind of guy who prides himself. Well, still am the kind of guy who prides himself playing it like very hard, the hardest possible setting. But Dark Souls almost killed me.
No, that one's really hard.
Well, I even tried to be
you can't do it.
smarter, just like, hey, don't be the way, like, you have to change your entire frame of thinking just for the game. Like, don't rush yourself. Kill this guy, go back. And I know, like, if the smart thing to do is to rebuild yourself, like respawn everything. Keep saving and building in the one area and move on. But no, you're like, I'll just go a little further, just a little further. And then that's that one thing. Or the shittiest guys in the game can kill you. That's the worst part.
It's the worst, yeah.
Man, I remember, like, back in the day when you played Castlevania.
Yeah.
And the first guy, like, you start the game, you show up, Belmont's walking around, it's a skeleton, and you hit him with a whip, nothing happens. Well, you hit him 3 times and he dies. Then that same skeleton, you'll fight him, like, 4 levels in or 5 levels in, but you've got a better whip, or you've got, like, a better knife or whatever.
Right.
And then, like, you walk past him and he dies. Like, it's like you've got defenses enough to where that guy doesn't even matter to you anymore.
Yeah.
But, like, there's another guy who's harder to kill.
Right.
And in Dark Souls, it feels like the first skeleton who you took forever to kill, he still takes forever to kill.
Yes, he doesn't
like,
change.
10 hours into the game.
Yeah.
And that's hard.
And
That's
if you're
rough, man.
stupid, like, they can get critical kills, like critical strikes on you if you're not paying attention, if you don't guard properly, like.
Yeah, you have to be right. Yeah, you can't zone out at all. You have to be right in.
And the mechanics are amazing. The fight mechanics.
Yeah.
The AI is really good at fighting. You, like, if you get into an actual one-on-one fight with them, like, man, I gotta learn how to parry properly, and I gotta learn how to block. And
mechanics are, I think, the most important thing, no matter what.
Totally.
Yeah, no matter
I'm
what
just
in any
impressed,
game.
Like,
It could even be arcade game. Could be anything.
Yeah.
Mechanics.
If you don't have good mechanics,
then
you're
you just have really
just
fun glitch-tastic time, right? Like Hitman has terrible mechanics, but it's really funny because the ragdoll glitch that happens to, because it's a weird, like, you can do just about anything to anybody, so it's almost like the game can't register it, even though they made it designed that way. But I've watched some pretty hilarious, like, accidental death glitches from playing that game.
Yeah, I mean, that's I think the argument they're having right now with the Zelda, right? That new Zelda game.
Okay.
That's cell shaded, how the mechanics are incredible. It plays really well, and it's huge, but it looks like a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it looks really rough.
Oh,
like,
you know what?
The cell shade looks rough.
I saw some clips of that, and I was like, man, this looks old.
It looks rough. And it's going to come out for the NX,
Yeah.
or whatever the new system is.
Yeah, whatever they decide to call it.
But it's going to be a Wii U and NX.
Creepy conspiracy theory. Apparently, what's the guy that died?
Miyamoto.
Miyamoto never wanted to put out a new gen system anytime soon.
A new what?
He never wanted to put out a next gen system.
Oh, next, okay.
Not anytime soon. And then he died, and then instantly did it.
They took him out?
No, well, yeah, it's like he dies of cancer,
Nintendo took him out?
or has a heart attack, or he dies of cancer.
Yeah.
And then literally a month later, they're like, we're going to release a new system.
Well, that's like Steve Jobs and the phones, right?
I know.
This is the perfect size. That's it.
Not that, like, to me, I'm like, conspiracy theory. I just think it's funny how he blatantly said, like, openly, I'm like, no, we don't need to. Let's keep making games and developing stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's dead, and now they're putting out a next gen system.
It's bonkers, man. It's like that's again like not just next gen system, but Hyperkin. Remember Hyperkin, the game they make controllers and whatever for all the other companies.
Okay.
They're putting out a weird little. Well, I guess it works better with Android and the iPhone, but it's a weird little component that you plug your phone into.
Oh, I think I've seen
and you
something
put
like that.
Well, there was an April Fool's joke earlier, but it turns out it's real.
Oh.
So you put your phone into it, and then from there you put your Game Boy game in the back of it.
Oh, really?
And it becomes your phone becomes a Game Boy, and it looks like a Game Boy.
No way.
Yeah, it's incredible.
But you can do, like, you can emulate those games on.
You can, but this has got like the controls.
Yeah,
you hold on to a small, like the bottom half is a Game Boy.
Okay.
The top half you just like slide your phone into it.
That's what old Game Boys were. They remember all that crap you go buy for Game Boys? Like,
yeah, man.
They're the magnifying glass for Game Boys.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Oh, the extra power.
Yeah, it was awful.
The light.
Yeah.
I had the light.
Thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, the light was the worst because it would last for like 20 minutes.
And it was like 4
2 AA batteries. Yeah. 20 minutes. So you're just like burning through batteries.
Every Christmas I got new accessories to that piece of crap.
Man, I remember back in the day when I was like, we were like, cause, this is the 80s. Everybody's broke. Like nobody had money.
Yeah.
I got I was at whatever the name of that store was in the mall that just sold whatever the hell the name was, but they were selling this little component for your Game Boy that you would put on. It would clip onto the top, but it was a black, like what do they call it? Neon light, the glow in the dark.
Oh, like
that was your light. Yeah,
oh.
that was your light for your Game Boy to play in the nighttime. So you take this thing and you hold it up against your light. And then you'd put it onto your Game Boy, and it would like glow your Game Boy screen, and that neon greeny glow in the dark shit that you can't see anything.
Oh, it didn't work?
No, man, it was. It's glow in the dark. It's not a light.
Oh, it's not a light. Yeah,
it's a little fucking glow in the dark.
That's awesome.
Cardboard unit.
These kids aren't going to know any better.
It was like $10. Me in my head, I'm thinking like when you're a kid, you blow these things up in your head to be amazing. Yeah. Like, of course, it's gonna be the greatest thing ever, right?
The magnifying glass.
Yeah, it
was
awful.
a clip-on. Like it was a magnifying glass with 2 clips, and then you fold it over the screen.
Yep.
How stupid is that? Like, make a bigger screen for the Game Boy. Make a bigger Game Boy.
And it didn't look right. It's all wall-eyed. I mean, it's like a bulb, like a bulging screen.
Like the old man the old people have those
The
specialty
Coke bottle glasses.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, you mean the magnifying
The
glasses?
specialty ones. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, it looked like a specialty.
Same
one.
thing. The kind of thing you sit at your desk and move the paper around.
So how bad was that neon fluorescent?
It was terrible.
Like you can see the screen.
No, I
probably.
paid like $10 for it. You couldn't see shit.
Oh, that's great.
Like you'd be in your room late at night thinking to yourself, "This is the best thing ever." I'm gonna play Game Boy in the dark.
Sorry to jump around again, but you were talking about Castlevania. I'm pretty sure I've seen someone do a speed run where it's really fast.
Never stopped.
Yeah.
Right?
But they kill the bosses like in like 2 swipes. Like they go through and they know how to use whatever it was. I was mind blown. I thought about how all the trouble I had with that game. And this
It
kid,
was tough,
And then you
man.
see people do it in
This
no
isn't
effort.
it.
Yeah, this isn't a guy my age either. This is some guy that's way younger than me, just
Yeah.
steaming, like just smashing his way through this game.
I'm gonna get a lot of heat for it. I think that's rare though. For some reason, I don't like watching kids younger than me play video games.
if you think about it, they're doing it for a reason.
bugs me, man.
Because they're trying to make a record. They're trying to do it like a what the hell? Like that the Legend of Zelda kid who broke the record for
the world record for going through the game.
Yeah. Like same reason. They do
It's
it,
a sprint.
They do it. Basically,
Yeah, who's faster to get through?
Yeah.
That's not my problem. I'm watching kids like these days sometimes play games like the multiplayer in Drake in Uncharted 2.
Okay.
They're awful at it. Like they're
Oh,
so
really?
bad at it that you just wonder, like, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? You get mad. Like you can watch people play video games.
Oh, okay.
I get mad at people playing video games when especially they make a stupid
Oh, really?
mistake. Oh, I
Okay.
can't do it. I have a hard time. That's why I can't watch Twitch.
Oh, okay.
I get that it's a big deal. You're watching people play games. You should be like a community thing.
Yeah.
You all get together and it's like, yeah, we're all playing games together and
Yeah.
watch each other play. It's awesome. But watching some people play video games when they're having a hard time, they're struggling at something, I can't correct it. I can't just take the controllers
Yeah,
and
feel
do it right
helpless,
and give it
yeah.
back to them. I feel super helpless.
Yeah.
And that's where I have the hard time doing it. Because I love tight controls. I love watching a game that has great controls.
Yeah.
But watching somebody struggle with controls that should be intuitive,
Yeah.
that bugs me so much.
Well, that's why I do prefer watching a lot of like guys that's their main thing is YouTube gaming or Twitch gaming because they get a new game and they do the full playthrough. They cut it to half-hour segments and like this is the game I'm playing. Especially I love watching guys play Dark Souls, man.
Yeah.
Because they get really bad at it and then they're like, "Okay, they probably on the side spend 6-7 hours playing
right,
it
yeah,
and they edit
until
it
they get
down
it.
so they're like, "Okay,
That
I
is
leveled
cool.
up.
Yeah.
I'm leveled up now. I'm gonna kill this goddamn boss that's drove me insane now."
Yeah.
And it's cool to see how they develop their character.
That is cool. I don't mind that. Like when somebody's really good at it,
Yeah.
they got the editing down right.
Yeah, and they have good kills and like they do it really well and like collect
Like
the right
tutorials
items.
on YouTube. If
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
get through something, you
Yeah.
go to a guy's like, all right.
That's right,
yeah.
So I had the hardest time doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not soft in the head.
Yeah.
I just suck at this level. So I played it over and over again until I
Oh,
figured
man.
it out. Now here you go.
Oh, and there's some pretty crappy quests in games where you're like, I don't want to do this, and you
That's
find
right,
out
yeah.
you look at the quest and the guy says, yeah, there's so much useless crap in here. I'm just going to tell you how to shorten it.
Yeah.
And go here instead of running every item to every single person for 6 days and then you get the prize you want. It's like, dude, just go here and go here.
Well, even before Twitch, even just online, just all the walkthroughs
Yeah.
that people kind of wrote. It's
Yeah.
because sometimes now it's just, I want to build up a character. I want to
Yeah.
level them up. So you
Yeah.
kind of go to the walkthrough. What's the best thing to level up? How do I start to level up? What kind of combination should I have? And, it just gives you a little bit of a head start. So that's been around for a while, that little bit of community.
YouTube has been great for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube's been great for that. But I know sometimes I watch Twitch and those YouTube because I play a game for a while.
Well, the
I
nice
play a
thing
game
about
for
Twitch
months.
is it's
Yeah.
unedited. You got to watch the guy
That's right.
struggle his whole way through it. A lot of
Yeah.
people like to watch that, right? So
Yeah.
But just to see how, you play a game, you don't know how it's supposed to be played. I'm like, am I doing this right? Am I doing these combinations
Yeah.
right? And then I watch it, they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm actually better than him.
yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
especially that's big for like fighting games and stuff, because you're watching guys give you a proper tutorial on how to perform the actual moves and stuff like that. So I've said that's been pretty helpful as well. I'm terrible at fighting games, but when you watch
Me
guys
too,
perform
yeah.
some of these combos and the practice they put in, you're like mind blowing, man.
Well, with Twitch, one of the best ones I've seen is I was sitting with my wife and we were just kind of bored, just about to turn the PlayStation. I was like, let's see some videos. And Tabletop Racing was free a couple
Okay.
months ago. And I downloaded it.
Nice.
Tabletop racing.
Yeah, it's a fun little
Man,
race.
have you
That's
played
cool, man.
Rocket League?
Yeah, and Rocket League.
That's so fun.
And
I
I
was
hear
like,
nothing but good things about
That
that.
might have been the best free game that PlayStation's had, that PlayStation Network's had. For
it was
the last
free
few
on
months.
PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
that
how-
rules.
I download all the free
Oh, no,
ones.
good,
Every
man.
month they release a couple.
Yeah.
So,
But that's the nice thing about having. Would you have like whatever the PlayStation?
The gold.
Yeah, the gold
membership,
package. 'Cause that's what it
$60
comes.
a
It's so worth
year.
having, man.
Yeah, $60 a year, and it's totally worth it. Because every month I download 2 or 3 games that are free.
Yeah.
And I play the shit out of them sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like a couple of games I played the shit out of.
Well, you said what? So what's tabletop racing then?
It it's just little racing games like Mario Kart. You do actually
Is it like, remember old Micro Machine racing? Like that?
Oh, man.
No, it's similar and Mario Kart, but obviously not as good. It was free.
Yeah.
But I went to...
But it's an indie game. That's a cool thing.
Exactly.
PS4 or Sony is super into indie games, which is nice. They're really pumping those guys. Like
That's been a big
games.
deal for them.
Yeah,
more than Xbox.
Yeah, they were.
Exactly.
And Xbox feels kind of stupid now for not doing it. It's like,
Xbox used to have summer arcade kind of thing. They had a thing where in the
wasn't very
summertime
good,
they had
man. It was
featured games, right?
It was, but it was like a box package. Like you could buy a thing and it had all these games in it, but it was really kind of garbagey. It was like they had
like a
games,
season pass type of thing?
but they had games that weren't really selling that they would dump in there with it.
Nah, that's not cool.
So they'd lure you in with good ones. It's like old Columbia House, where you can buy these CDs. You gotta buy these.
BMG International,
man. But yeah, it's just. But no, PlayStation's really good for that. Like
they're really good,
especially just again that
the quality is always very high.
Yeah, and the streaming service, the fact that you can like backwards, and Xbox is backwards compatible. I love it. It's like for what? Like I have all my old I don't have any Xbox games, but
okay, but their backwards compatibility isn't the same as actual backwards compatibility, is it?
Well, no, it is. Like you can put like a Xbox 360 game on there.
Yeah. Okay.
But what I'm with
but
PS4,
you have to unlock it, don't you?
I think so. There's something involved in downloading it, and installing it again. But with PS4, it's full on streaming. You just stream the games,
whatever,
whatever you want.
Yeah.
So the PS4 though, if you have like a PS3 game,
it's you don't. Well, no, they don't do that.
They don't have backwards compatibility.
Because you can go. The funny thing is, people complain. They're like, "Well, I have to buy it twice." Then, like you what? Shut up! Just download it. Like Like it's
stop being an idiot.
Digitally, it's cheaper to download it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you're going to pay for You're essentially paying used price for a game. You're going to buy it twice, but now you have streaming access to it.
Yeah.
Digitally on your PS4 now, instead of having a catalog of discs that you don't need, and you can go everywhere. Like it's not just Xbox 360 to Xbox One. It's PS4 to 3 to 2 to 1.
Yeah.
Their entire catalog of games.
Well, their huge beef was always that you can't go to EB or whatever the gaming store was, GameStop,
and
can't
those stores
trade
are
it in
going
and
out
buy
of
it back.
business, man.
They are, man. It's rough in there.
But it's good. That's those stores rip everyone off. Like,
I mean, you can find some gems if you're like a real hardcore like PS3 or PS3 guy.
But now you can get them anywhere.
You can get them anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Amazon or eBay or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Sent to your door in 2 days.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can get some really good stuff online.
Streaming, Steam. You can get them on Steam too, right? Like,
I didn't think I would get onto Steam as hard as I did. And then all of a sudden, like, it was so easy. Like, it's just
I really want to, man. Like, I really want to make the switch over. But a lot of people have it both, they say. But I don't know. I'm sure if I just decided to get like a really high quality computer, I'd probably just end up going to Steam.
Man, you don't even need a really high quality computer.
Still, just so I have that as like everything.
Yeah.
Like, so I use it for everything I do because I don't really even have one right now. I just use tablets and my phone and my Xbox.
That's right. I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's just I'm not writing essays and using Excel spreadsheet and melting my brain trying to figure out how
nobody
to do
needs to know how to. Well, I mean, you should.
Nobody
know,
wants to use
nobody
Excel.
wants to use it. Yeah, nobody wants to use Excel. Excel never does what you want
I like
to do.
Excel. I don't mind Excel.
Be quiet over
Magic.
there.
Put something in and get something else out.
Well, then you can continue using it then. Be happy with that. I'm fine with that.
Years ago, me and my cousin, we had like figured out basic programming on his like Apple IIgs, like just like old as shit machine.
Right.
And we made little code games, so all text. So you'd make little games and whatnot. Then I went home. I came back the next weekend, and he just like for the entire week stayed up until 5 a.m. every night.
Just making more of them.
Just one game.
Oh.
It took him a week to make it, and it was like literally 5 lines of writing. It's like you walk down a hallway, you see a hole. What do?
Yeah.
You put your head in the hole. Yes, no, yes or no. So he hit the Y, and you put your head in the hole, and like a troll chops your head off.
Okay.
And you hit no, you go down the hole. You go down the hallway, and a troll hits you with a bow and arrow. It's like that was it. That was the entire game.
God, so you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, the entire thing. It's like I'm just gonna make this like open-ended world.
You lose.
And it was all text-based.
Oh man, that's
but that
cool.
was like the fun thing to do way back when, right? Well, that was like 1989.
Well, wasn't that that reminds me of that movie?
The Matrix.
No, that movie from the it was a text
Hackers?
gameplay. No, like 80s movie.
Oh, 80s.
Where
80s.
was it
Chuds.
Tom, no, not the Chuds. It wasn't Tom Hanks. No, was it Tom Hanks?
There were a couple movies like that. I think
Where
War
the kid,
Games is kind of like
the kid
that.
was playing a game where he had to go. It was like that.
It's not Matthew Broderick.
No, not Matthew Broderick. Was it the kid from Wonder Years or was it Tom Hanks?
Fred Savage.
Maybe it
he
was
did.
Fred Savage.
He did the Wizard, where the Power Glove was a big
No,
deal.
not the Wizard. Oh man, the
They
Wizard.
had the Nintendo. What was it? It was,
Yeah, it was Nintendo.
Mario 3, right?
Mario 3 came out,
had
yeah.
just come out.
No, this was like the kid was it Big? Where Tom Hanks was playing a kid and he had a computer game and he had to go like, do you go here, yes
man,
or no?
it
Do
might
you
have
go here,
been.
yes or no? And then it would.
I remember like Zork was
remember.
text based.
I wish I could
Zork
remember
was
that.
a huge game in like the 80s and like early 90s. It came back where it was like Return to Zork.
Yep.
And that was like the first CD game I remember I ever got with a
Yeah.
computer.
Really?
Yeah, we bought a computer for the family. We entered the tech age late as shit.
so
It was
did I,
like
man.
1996 or
I did too,
95.
yeah.
Yeah, but Return to Zork was like a CD game. It had visuals, but it was still essentially text-based.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a storybook.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the original Zork games were like that. They were all on like tape.
That's killing me. I wish I could
Yeah.
know what the hell this was. It always happens. Every time I think of this stupid game, like
Yeah.
it's from a movie and there's a thing in it and it's really vague and I don't know what I'm talking
Man,
about.
I'll throw it up in the description, but it probably is Zork. Zork was a lot like that.
Okay.
Where like you walk down, you meet two hillbilly brothers, and they offer you rye. What do you do?
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's like you drink rye,
Yeah.
and you drink it, and you go down this weird, like this Cinderella style, like this spaced out version of reality.
Okay.
And when you wake up 4 days later, and they've taken all your stuff.
Yeah.
But Zork was kind of like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
This
text
was like
based.
a medieval one, right? Like you meet a wizard, you have to
Yeah.
ask you a question, you have to decide what you're going to do.
Well, they had that. They had that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the land you were in was magic and reality. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
you're in the real world, but it's kind of twisted by by magic.
I wonder.
So there were wizards and shit.
That's pretty cool. That's one thing I noticed too is a lot of these newer games don't really have those options. Like there's not as your consequences aren't as severe. Like
No, man.
Fallout 4, that's what I'm missing is sometimes you'd meet a character, you have no idea what he's doing, and you decide you just want to blow his face off.
Yep.
Well, you just got 6 failed quests that might have been associated with that guy because you decided to shoot him. Now it doesn't matter.
So there's no more consequence.
No, there's a lot less.
Fallout 4 does or doesn't have consequence?
Has less.
Has less
Has
consequence.
less. It's still there, but you can almost do whatever the hell you want, which I noticed it was a little disappointing because with Vegas, which is actually, I guess it could be a different company, and even original Fallout 3 there, you couldn't just screw somebody over because if you did, there'd be quests I didn't even know existed, and
Yeah.
now you'd fail them because now that character's dead.
Well, you made a save point.
Well, yeah.
So you go back and-
Sometimes I don't, though.
Really?
Sometimes I'm so far in, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
But
I'm not going to go all the way back just to recover
Or you
this
don't expect
crap.
to die, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
this is easy. I'm flying through this.
Oh, man. I don't know how many times I'm like, I'll just take that step. It's not that far.
And that, exactly.
that is the worst.
Oh, man.
That ragdoll effect of death.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot less consequence in Fallout 4, and that's what I miss. I like stuff like that. You wake up 4 days later, all your
Yeah.
shit's gone.
Yeah.
Oh man, like now you're gonna remember not to screw that up next time.
Yeah, man. I think that is probably my biggest beef with games in general.
Yeah.
Is the consequence level is completely
Well,
gone.
It's gone, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because
right.
you're right, people do save, but if you still keep that in there, they'll always save because they know I can't not save. Like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. No, if you don't save, man, you're gonna shoot the wrong guy or
Yeah.
2 towns over because you pissed off the wrong person or stole from someone's garden. Like,
Yeah.
And even that's the thing. Theft isn't really like theft is pretty standard, but it used to be way worse. The consequences would be way worse. People's karma level. There's no karma anymore in Fallout 4. That's one thing that really made me mad.
Oh, wow.
Karma is so
Really?
important, and
That was a big factor
yeah,
number 3.
and I liked it. I liked that because I was always neutral, but I was doing so much bad stuff that but so much good stuff that people were like, man,
He's shady,
did-
but he's handy.
He did chop
he's
that
alright,
dog's
yeah.
leg
Yeah.
off for no reason, but he saved our town. He's been kicking that dog for an
That
hour.
dog gun had it
Yeah,
coming.
He's drunk and been kicking that dog for
Yeah.
an hour, but he did save our town.
That's one of the things I don't know if it's like I'm not into it enough yet, but like going back to Borderlands 2
Okay.
on the Steam there, it's autosave and I don't know how to find the save points, so I can't go back. I don't know if they're even there. So I find there are things that I do where it's like, oh shit,
You don't know to
really?
autosave.
I don't autosave.
Yeah.
It is an autosave.
No, you don't know it's auto.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll do something and think I'll just go back and fix it. Like the first time I played
Well,
it,
I always quick save now. Like I know they autosave, but
Yeah.
I overwrite them because
You
I
do
don't.
your own, yeah.
I forget. I forget all the time in the autosave.
well, there are times I think to myself like, is that gonna be something I did? And I'll just like hold down the power button.
Yeah.
Hope to God, like, if I just hold the power button down, I'll just mess my computer up.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't save. I come
please don't
back
save.
and the server already had it. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch! I didn't want that gun. I didn't want to kill that guy.
Well, even,
I needed him around.
The character I have in Fallout now, I'm deliberately making. She's horrendously sarcastic to everyone. I've
Yeah.
maxed out her charisma right away, so I win every conversation.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, but she's always like, there's always like this really shitty sarcastic reply out of all the choices, and it's just like,
That's what you
nah.
pick, eh?
meh.
Now, shmeh.
The best part is like you're looking for your lost son. I never bring him up. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." What are you here for? Killing people. Like, I'm just like a cold hard bitch. I don't even care if I find the kid, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's funny, but I want that to develop. But I don't think it really affects me except for on an individual level. Like
Yeah.
like, with each person it does, but not on a grand scheme of things. Like in the other games, it would develop where the whole town's like, "Man, that guy's like he's a dick."
You're a dick.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
yeah, and it's like, man, he still beats me at all the bartering and shit, but he's an asshole.
That was a great part. Like special. Is that still there?
Oh yeah, special's
Yeah,
still the
special
setup.
is still there. Okay,
But
yeah, yeah.
here's another thing too. There's no cap in Fallout 4.
Oh, really?
I didn't know, and then my friend Matt looked it up. He said, "Well, I don't know. I want to do all this stuff."
Matty
with
Matt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Matty. So you can max everything in that game. Have all the perks,
Mm-hmm.
max everything out. So I'm not going to, but I'm going to spend way more time developing my character now than I was before because I was so picky about. Oh well, maybe I better do that one. No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna
Just keep going,
I'm
yeah.
gonna max out that melee and then work on my stealth and then
I don't like that.
Yeah,
I know.
no,
That's
yeah.
what- again, like
you
I said,
you have to focus
gotta
on
have a
something.
count,
And,
yeah.
Exactly.
there's no skill tree. It's not a skill tree anymore. It's just do it all.
Just do it all.
Yeah.
I miss the idea of having like your lockpick skill way up,
Well,
but like your charisma is way
Yeah,
down.
But then
Well,
you have to sacrifice something.
Yeah. You sacrifice something
and
else,
that was
yeah.
the thing is I decided, okay, I started with high intelligence because it gave you faster XP.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to work on high intelligence and melee. So whatever was affecting my melee and like my strength. So you need max strength right away. So I had max strength, max intelligence, and then I had I think it was agility like halfway up because I used the rest of my perk points. So I was off to a good start in that direction. But really, my charisma was 0. My perception was 0. But I didn't need perception because I was hand-to-hand combating everybody anyway.
Yeah.
But all these other things were suffering, which is fine. But then they're like, well, you can max out everything. So I just took a break from all that, and I maxed out maxed out my charisma. So now I'm just an asshole to everyone. And if they don't like it, I just chop their heads off because
you can.
I'll just level that entire. Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
I know.
remember that was a sacrifice I made number 3 where I had the strength is all the way up.
Yeah.
And strength and something else is all the way up.
Yeah.
And I was just like with the club, the lead pipe.
Yeah.
I'd walk to a lead pipe to a super mutant.
Yeah.
And they'd just run away. And you chase him,
Yeah.
you fight him, you hit him. That was the fun part about that. But I couldn't talk to anybody.
No.
Because like I lost all my like charisma stuff. If I had any conversation, I had to be witty at all. It's like,
Yeah.
you're a dumbass, ain't you? Nah, get out of here,
Yeah.
punk. It's like,
It's
oh
like-
man.
Look at the size of that club. He's not.
Yeah, he's not a punk. He's just gonna hit me,
Yeah.
knock my head off.
Yeah, and that's so. But now I'm like, well, I'm gonna get really charismatic with everyone, and then kill them if they don't want. If they don't like this.
Oh man, no, I need to have that.
Yeah, you need skill
yeah.
trees. That's the whole point of
Yeah, you do.
individualizing your character.
that's
right.
right.
And
Yeah.
yeah. They just again, it's fun. I'm still have a great time playing it. Don't get me wrong, but
It just
it's-
loses
you know,
something.
Like why? Like
yeah.
why give you limitless possibilities like that? Like even like Skyrim had an awesome skill tree. I love it, and they're apparently they're remastering it for the new next gen system.
For the PS4K.
Yeah.
Whatever it's going to be.
Is it just gonna be the PS4?
Well, no, it's Xbox is doing it as well.
Okay.
Because
good.
they're I
'Cause
guess
I'll replay that. I swear.
Yeah.
To God. Holy Christ, I love it.
no. Well, I mean, I hear again. Oh man, okay. Look, so I
Yeah,
tried
but
to get into
you
Skyrim.
don't, you don't get into the big ones like that, though. I know you. Like you don't.
I have a hard
like,
time
like
with it.
Borderlands is one thing. It's easy. It's similar.
Yeah.
But it's just easy to just smash through and have a good time.
Not as open world. yeah.
That's for me.
It's
yeah.
dungeon crashing, you know.
Yep,
And-
exactly.
And with Skyrim, you build your fucking house up, and you.
Oh, I can't do that, man.
I know, but you just can't help it if you're like I'm like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, oh, I got all this junk. All these chests are full of the wrong items.
Man.
I got to move my axes over here. I got all these furs I don't need. I'm like, what? Are we
I don't.
doing?
I
While
don't.
your room is a mess
I
behind
know.
you.
Yeah, that's what it is. Your room is a mess. Oh, my room is a
man.
mess. My desk is covered in crap.
But I got to organize all these potions, man.
Yeah.
I got hours worth of potions. Oh, you wouldn't believe the.
Oh no, it's brutal, man. That's what it is. It's like I will get lost in them.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm soft in the brain. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I do it too much.
Yeah,
I
you
get in
you
there.
get
Next
too
thing you know, it's
upset,
like 6 hours of organizing my room.
Well, dude, Matty, he
man.
still hasn't finished Skyrim because he's still just enjoying the game. I
Yeah.
finished the game and then continued doing other stuff after. He's like,
He's
nope.
enjoying the world.
Yeah,
he likes being
He'll
there.
wander around for 6-7 hours.
I
and
kind of
he'll
did the
stop
same
it.
thing too, actually. So I find myself sometimes it's not a good thing because you wander around, you kind of meet all these things,
And then
and
you
you kill
accumulate
everything.
quests.
And then and then all of a sudden your experiences or your points, you're like level 30. Then you go into the story, and I'm like, I'm destroying these guys
Yeah.
now because they're still level.
You're
5.
over-leveled, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, over
That's
leveled just
brutal.
from walking
So,
around.
you know, I don't mind that because I like the fact that if I over level myself, I guess I don't even know if that's a real good term to use.
But exactly, we know
then
what
I
you
can
mean.
Everybody
just-
knows what you
I'm
mean,
just
though,
gonna
yeah.
go over there, and who cares? Because I know I'm gonna be okay because
Yeah.
I'm pretty high up.
You're overqualified
Yeah,
for that area.
Or if that area is still dangerous, I'm not going to just instantly die.
Yeah.
Because the biggest problem I had, what I liked about New Fallout, is you can't go there. You
Yeah.
cannot go to that area if you don't.
New Vegas or
no,
Fallout 4? Yeah.
The thing about 4 is, in the old ones, you could still find a way to pick off a guy somehow. It might take a lot of effort, but now it's like that raider camp is not where you want to be right
Yeah.
now. Because you'll walk in and they will just plug you and you're screwed.
There is something about being so powerful though.
Yeah.
And walking into an area, you're just like doop doop doop
Well,
doop
dude,
doop doop. Like, no problem.
And that's where I am right now. Like the best part of the way that happened for me is there was a quest where they're like, go clear out the raiders. I'm like,
Yeah.
go clear, yeah.
Yeah.
And I look and they all have the icon, the legendary raider icon.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm killing any of these guys.
Yeah.
So I try strategically over and over and over, and it doesn't work. And then I'm like, I get like spotted. So I'm running and I'm looking, and there's a deathclaw just doing nothing right there. I'm like,
Oh crap.
so I'm like, wait a minute. I shoot the Deathclaw and I run back to the to the place, and I get high ground, and I literally watch the Deathclaw just it's like a mining pit that's
Yeah.
like a spiral, right? He runs all the way to the bottom and kills every single raider on the way down, and they're all shooting. They're like, "Oh my god!" And and I'm just waiting. And if they're kind of getting the upper hand on him, I'll just pot shot guys. But that took about an hour.
Yeah.
And then I had to pot shot that thing because it didn't die. They didn't kill it. He killed everybody.
And it can't get out. So
no,
you're
it
just
was
like
running around. It's pissed, and I'm taking like fragments of its power. So I finally kill it. Then I get to the bottom. I'm like, okay, well, there's a mine down there. I'm going to go in that mine. Why not? Well, you know, what the hell? Because the boss for the Raiders was in there. That was still really difficult, but I got it done. But I used all my stim packs. I used all my weapons to kill these guys. Then there's more mine down there.
Oh, man.
Now there's ghouls. And the ghouls in this are like rabid dogs. Like, they come from the ceilings, man. They climb all over walls. They run and leap. They're crazy.
They're aliens.
They're terrifying,
Yeah.
And actually, if you make more noise, they spawn more. The game spawns more Raiders. Or more,
brutal.
Yeah, so
you're not getting out.
No, so basically I realized, well, my stealth isn't too bad. So I had a really good Bowie knife, and I spent 4 hours crawling through the dungeon. This thing,
wow.
But tapping VATS constantly. So it VATS a guy, because they lie there asleep, right? They pretend like they're dead. So it VATS a guy.
So if people don't know, VATS is the the system.
What does the abbreviation stand for?
I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's like a tactical system.
Yeah,
where
it's
like
slow motion tactical.
It
kill
moves
system
into like RPG mode.
Yeah, and you can scope like body parts or like whatever. You can individualize your attack.
Yeah.
So I would just click the button, and it would click, 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 and then a guy would light up. So I'd wait, and if I was close enough, I would use all my VATS, and it was like I was shanking people because I hit him like 8 times, and he would die. It'd be a stealth kill, and then I'd walk again. And this took 3 hours.
In the dark.
That's some patience,
dude.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, but then a quest opened up. A quest I didn't know was in there opened up. You started getting flashback visions of something else, some story. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just killing ghouls, right? Mm-hmm. But I get to the very end of it, and then this cutscene shows all these people worshiping this weird nuclear artifact, and then this boss ghoul comes out, and he's a legendary one. And again, I waited. But then the thing is, I use all the drugs in Fallout. I use Mentats, I use Buff Out, I use everything. I get addicted to that shit constantly because it just works.
It's a life simulator.
Oh man,
that game is a real world sim.
Dude, so I loaded up on every drug I had in me, and then I just like shanked the crap out of this guy, and he died. Like, oh, okay, good, because it was terrifying. But then at the bottom of this hole, another hole, was this knife, and it's a legendary weapon in Skyrim or in Fallout 4, and it's a radioactive it's called a ritualistic blade. It looks like a machete that's had chunks taken out of it. But my low level ass character was able to kill really high level characters with this knife now because I accidentally managed to fight my way to the very bottom of this stupid quest.
I'm glad you got rewarded. Otherwise,
oh, dude, I was so glad. Like, there better be something good at the bottom of this goddamn hole because I've been shanking ghouls for 3 hours and I'm going insane.
What I love about this whole thing was like guys who play Fallout 4 or are into games are so into that conversation. Well, and we just lost like half.
I know. I'm sorry. I know. It's like, well, the worst part is I looked up the weapon after, and on YouTube it's listed as a really legendary melee weapon that you can't get.
The knife is.
Yeah, they're like, you won't get in there level 10. You won't. I'm like, man, I busted my ass getting in there. I was pretty glad I got that. But
that's a good story, man. Oh, I like it. It's a happy ending.
The ghoul shanking, it was the worst. Like I would just
3 hours.
Oh man, just like I remember he would use all my VATS, and then I'd wait for it to build up, and then I would start walking again, and then there'd be another one, and I would and he does. It's so funny. She just has this shank motion. It's so awful. Like the stabbing.
It's a prison.
Oh, it's a prison
shanking.
And they're all sleeping. Oh, it's freaky.
That's brutal, man. And that's the problem. I'll get way too into it, and 3 hours of your life is gone. I should have been editing this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forget. You're sitting there, and then you're forgetting to breathe, and then you're like. Because you just did something, you're like, okay, where am I? Okay, I'm good.
It's like, shit, I haven't had supper in
16
hours.
Yeah. Why am I so hungry?
Yeah.
Why is my character so hungry?
Yeah. I've just been on Mentats and Buff Outs all day.
Because they still have that, right? The food.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta eat.
Oh, yeah. Survival mode, you gotta eat. You don't really have to eat.
Yeah.
Food's good for health. That's one thing I learned is I save all my stim packs now because I cook all the meat I get, and then it's not radiated anymore.
I remember that. That was in 3 as well, where you had to cook your meat and make sure it was ready to go.
It's better if you.
God damn, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's why I got a running gun. I want my 8-bit games back.
Well, it's one of the last ones.
There's so many out now. There's lots of 8-bits.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And I like them.
It's a revolution.
I love our arcade games, and I guess 8-bits kind of qualifies as arcade games. But I mean, going the opposite direction now with consequences and sacrifice or whatever with points is I just finished playing Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4.
The newest one.
Yeah, the newest one.
Okay.
And
you were super excited about that game.
I was really excited because obviously just the gameplay before, even last year when they showed some stuff, looked amazing. But yeah, so now you're looking at the complete opposite. I finished it in 10 hours, or less actually. I think it was 6 hours.
Uncharted 4?
Wow.
Yeah, it was, but it's not just me. Everybody. That's how long it takes. So it's just a story. You just kind of go through chapters. Hey? It's so linear. Oh. It was too linear.
Okay.
Like, it was a really cool
But it's
experience.
a good story, though.
It's a good, it's a pretty good story.
Least,
Yeah, it's a good story. It's good graphics. Awesome graphics.
I saw,
Mechanics was good. the dialogue was just dialogue and acting, in my opinion, was the best part of that game.
Really?
It was just really good. Like the conversations they had, just even while they're driving, just the comments they had about the surroundings. But yeah, I mean, 6 hours, you're going through it, so linear. Pretty easy to kill, actually, and pretty easy to go through it. So
they changed the quick time as well, didn't they? Whereas the quick time gameplay is different now.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's similar to the old one still.
So it's not too different.
No, it's not too different. But
if you're familiar with the game, you're still good.
And so I don't know.
Okay, so I see what you mean. Like, when you're saying quick time,
the events, like how you'd be like the Jeep would go down a hill, and all of a sudden it's like push X here, push Y there.
Oh right, okay, yeah, I like those.
Square, whatever it was.
So that was a big thing in the whole series, hey?
Yeah, that's right.
You haven't played
No, I never played any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
they're really good. This one is good for what I just mentioned, but the other ones are good for.
I like games like that with the quick time options.
Yeah. I remember God of War did it.
Oh, I love God of War. Which new one? He's a Viking. It
really?
looks badass, yeah.
The graphics look cool.
Yeah.
Wait, is he the same guy? Is it Kratos?
No, someone else has. Yeah, like I thought that's what it was going to be, but it's whatever
reincarnated as
Viking whatever Viking God.
That's cool, man. Because I mean, like the Greek mythology is really good.
Yeah.
But everybody loves good Norse mythology.
I think that's why
the wasps.
Let's say it's popular, right? Like Viking mythology is really popular now, but you can't take the guy from the other game now at this point. He's pretty much done.
Yeah.
Like
his characters had his story.
Yes. And so they're probably wondering how do we develop it. I thought as soon as I saw that, I saw like the facial structure and the way they made him. He's still painted the same way.
Yeah, painted the exact same.
But
so he's all like he is still like the pale guy with the red, but he's a Viking.
But he's a Viking now, But like shaved head, beard,
same size, big.
Really?
But he's
God, I hope it's not the same guy.
No, I would think not. I just saw a quick trailer because Sony was putting out all their stuff on E3 as well, right? And I was just trying to pick ones to watch because they upload that Sony YouTube channel. Like I love it, but every time E3 rolls around, they just flood.
Their channel.
That's right, yeah.
But I really want to play that. I was so like obsessed with the God of War series when they played. Man, it was just fun. Like
they were just so easy to play.
Yeah,
I mean, you want to talk gameplay mechanics.
Some of the puzzles were like they were super challenging, man. Like you had to be really goddamn careful.
But you know what was great though is you never felt even in the puzzles that pushing a button or something wasn't going to work right to where you couldn't. If you had to move a box, you would walk up and the mechanics were simple. You'd move it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like as difficult to get around the puzzles.
The right place
just getting the right placing in the puzzle, which was always fun to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate it when you've got something that won't work. And not only are you frustrated playing the puzzle, but at the same time, like the mechanics don't work.
Yeah, the area, you aren't touching the right area.
Yeah.
That's just annoying.
You press and you climb on top of it. It's like, no, fuck, I want to push it. And I climb on top of it.
Yeah.
Or when something clicks into place.
Yeah.
I like the idea of something just clicks into place.
Yeah.
God, we sound like you're so lazy.
Old Onimusha. Do you remember Onimusha?
Yeah.
The freaking puzzles in that game were insane. I'll never forget. That was one of the first times I actually had to go on the internet to look up stuff, and that was back when people just had printed like script walkthroughs. Guys just typed up walkthroughs on the internet.
Yeah.
There was the whole series of puzzles in line, and if you missed the last one, you had to do them all over again, and they were all very difficult. And the last one was you and the other character you were escorting. You got stuck in like a box filling with water, and the other character had to do one of those squares that have a shape, and you can only use the spaces provided.
That's rough.
Like you had to make a square.
Yeah.
And I could never do it. I would die and die and die and die. And then I finally got the walkthrough. And okay, I'll just read it. Even reading the walkthrough, he's like, okay, now you have to take the fourth square on the second side, down to the left, over to the side. Now this one, and like you're trying.
Textbook.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Like, textbook description of how to do this. And I couldn't believe how hard it was. The game was so rewarding. Like I finished the game, but like, which I think they're going to be bringing back Onimusha. I can't remember.
You want another one? You good?
Oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like they're bringing back Onimusha, or they're going to do like, because it was almost like a Resident Evil Samurai, right?
It was the same kind of feel to it.
So I think they're going to be doing that. They're going to do like a big, like there's a zombie samurai or like feudal Japan zombies thing.
No more zombies, man.
I know.
Oh, I'm done with zombies.
I thought it was over, actually.
Me too.
We're done with the zombie.
I wish they would have touched on it sooner, because I would have loved to see that.
Yeah.
Like a feudal Japan style zombie apocalypse would be really cool.
That'd be all right. I mean, to have that story be cool.
Or just remanufacture Onimusha, man. That's such a good game. Like the series was amazing.
It was solid. I didn't get into it as much as I should have.
Yeah.
Because I remember I got a copy off of you. Didn't we do a trade on games?
You gave me
PlayStation Portable.
I gave you all my old games and shit. My PS2, I think.
Yeah. I had all the old games there. Onimusha was in there.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorites.
And it was good. I was at that point now where I had the PS3.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to really go back to the PS2.
No.
I think I got rid of that.
No, whatever.
But like EB got their hands on that.
That's what I do, man. I just always upgrade.
Yeah, man. Yeah, always upgrade your stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool. How you doing for time? We're coming up to 9.
Oh, are we?
I believe so.
Holy crap! Really?
9:16.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
that's a little ahead. It's like 5 to 9.
Oh, okay. I should probably.
Got a boogie, huh?
Yeah.
We had a good run there, though, guys.
Yeah.
It was a good episode.
Well,
Yeah,
I wish I came with more stuff because I wanted to. Because I know E3 came out and I wanted to have more like stuff to bring up because you had some good stuff. At least you were paying more attention than I was, but
whatever. We're just here to
right?
bullshit.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a new Quake game. There's a new South Park game coming out.
Yes, the new South Park game.
And then you get
Yeah.
the old one, Stick of Truth, for free if you pre-order.
If you
Are
get
you
the new one.
serious? I haven't even played
It's-
Stick of Truth. I heard it was
It's
amazing.
it's
Stick
so
of Truth
good.
is really good.
Yeah.
It's really
This one's
good.
supposed to be the big controversy. Is they're poking fun at all the superhero
Marvel
movies
and all that. Yeah.
So that should be hilarious.
Well,
man.
Cartman is like Cartman.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got like a blue. Well, I don't know if that's what it is, but he's wearing like a Batman-looking outfit.
Well, no, he's the
Coon.
Yeah, the Coon from the TV
Oh,
show.
really?
He's
Yeah.
he's superhero character from her. He uses a Christian Bale Batman voice.
Really?
Yeah, he talks like you.
God, I haven't. You know what? Like South Park, I was in until
Oh,
like the
man.
first like 6 seasons. It was too much.
No,
man.
dude, it's good. And again, there's.
I know. I know this guy just
Chaos
walked away. I gotta
obviously
come
will
back.
be there. Like all of the
Professor Chaos,
all the
Butters.
superhero characters that they made in the show will be in the game. So they've all at one point played a superhero.
When are we gonna get our Venture Brothers card or game?
Never. I don't know. Imagine how could you do that though? How could you do a Venture Brothers game?
You could even make it one of those like point and click shit things they do on iPhones. It'd be great.
Maybe, yeah.
Just make it like Brock looking for his knife.
Yeah, maybe.
I would play a game of Brock just looking for his knife.
Yeah, there's got to be some good mini games. I just feel like when I think of that show, I'm like, I don't know what kind of game it would be. What kind of game would Venture Brothers be? Who would you be? Because I wouldn't want to be the Venture Brothers. They're stupid. Like
The kids are terrible.
I want to be. Brock.
Have you watched this at all?
No,
Venture
I
Brothers?
didn't.
Oh, it's
no.
great.
I'm gonna throw you some DVDs before you leave.
I just
It's
watched.
so good.
You know what I have? I have the Adult Swim app on my iPad now.
That is amazing, isn't it?
$4.
Yeah, that
And
is
you
really
have-
good.
I've watched all of Rick and Morty on there.
Yeah.
And they update weekly if there's new shows.
So it's
All
$4 a
Robot
month.
Yeah.
That's
for
really
that
good.
Yeah.
subscription. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Now-
you just pay for the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, $4 a month, and then the thing is, if the shows are. Like,
Yeah, the app is free.
Yeah.
You get
the app is
yeah,
free.
the app
You
is
pay
free.
$4 for the
Subscription.
subscription.
Okay.
So basically, I was watching Robot Chicken because they were on season 8.
Mm-hmm.
So every week there's a new episode, and it's listed on there, right?
Yeah.
You don't. But and then I watched all the backlog.
And it
ones.
runs smooth.
Oh yeah, runs really smooth actually.
Man, I'll have to give that a
But
go.
Adult Swim has a lot of crappy TV shows. I won't lie.
Oh yeah,
I went on there.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I could never get into C-Lab.
I love C-Lab, but that's honestly that's the kind of thing for people that if you just want to eat like a ton of brownies and
Yeah.
just happen nothing, like, that's a shut your brain off type show, man.
Yeah,
That is a dumb show.
like I like the idea. Like that's why I love Venture Brothers.
But I watched
the
the-
storyline is
Yeah, but
just incredible.
Well written.
Yeah, it's really well written.
And that's again like I just finished season 1 and 2 of Rick and Morty. I burned through those.
Yeah, that's another really well written show.
I binge watched that show and I didn't hate it for binge watching
Yeah.
it. I couldn't stop watching it. And again, Venture Brothers, Robot Chicken. There's a couple other ones I watched too, but yeah, it's worth the $4
Yeah,
because
man.
you're getting weekly TV shows.
We're gonna have to nerd out about that.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing that whole cord cutting thing right now, and I know Doug is a big minimalist, so we're gonna bring him in and talk a lot about that. But I'll
Simplifying stuff. What do you mean?
yeah, simple. Like right now, I'm getting rid of all my cable.
Oh yeah, well,
'Cause,
dude,
I mean-
I haven't had cable since 2006.
Yeah, I don't watch TV.
Nope.
I watch a few things. Maybe if like somebody else is around, I'll watch something. But I mean, I'm not really a big TV guy anymore.
Well, if I really want to watch something that's out, I'll ask someone that I know to download it. I hate to say that, but I will. Like,
you dirty.
I know,
Yeah.
right? But
Like
like,
the worst
I
part
don't
is
know
like
this guy.
he'll get somebody else to do it for him. He's like,
No,
I don't
no.
download anything, but I'll get my buddy to do it for
I
me.
don't have a good computer.
Yeah, nice excuse, sir. You thief.
Hey, if Xbox could download TV shows illegally,
In a heartbeat.
It does legally. It doesn't
I'll show you an app on your phone right now.
Should have.
Well, there's those media boxes now. So Android Media Box, and I was
Yeah,
just
man.
I just went to someone's
The
house.
new not Roku, sorry, not to interrupt you. The new TiVo OTA is incredible.
Oh, is that a good one?
It's-
I know
it's
there's a
really
Mini
good.
X is one company, and I
Yeah.
forget a couple of other companies. I just started researching this the other day because the box itself is about 150 to 250, maybe.
Okay.
Let's say it depends on the quality of it, and then you get streaming anything. All the channels that we get here for cable, all the sports, everything
so
live,
but you
recorded.
pick and choose. You're saying you can.
Yep, you just get everything in a list.
And-
Adult sports, any sort of
This is how it should be.
cable
Just,
channel.
like you should literally be able to pick and choose. It shouldn't be like Shaw. We're like, well, we let you pick what you want. It's like you're not though.
Well,
you're
some
overcharging
companies they
for
do,
monopolizing
right?
it. Yeah.
They let you pick one channel, but it's $9.
Well,
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
exactly.
But why the
you could
hell?
do that.
Why the hell
It's not
wouldn't
much.
all these channels just say, how about we say, I don't want to do business with the cable companies. I'll let everyone buy our stuff individually, and everyone would.
Yeah.
If they all just turned into Netflix.
Yeah, man.
Or a streaming service,
Well,
they
I
would
mean-
make all their money.
Well, for this one, it's actually like the 150. It's just to buy the box. You don't pay for service.
Oh, okay.
You just
Well, that's like
you
the
just have
TiVo.
access. Yeah.
The TiVo one is they always had a subscription service where you pay $15 or $5 a month, whatever it was. And they give you your guide and they let you time your
really?
recordings and
Yeah, 'cause,
whatnot.
dude, like, you know, it'd be nice.
But the
how-
new one you don't.
It'd be so nice to have freaking AMC because I want to watch Preacher. I haven't seen Preacher yet. Everyone's telling me to watch it.
So good.
See, and then I know people that are mad about it. Well, here I know younger guys that have.
Well,
read-
it's a prequel.
I know.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part is I actually, Baby Dave, who we have to have on the show because of his super Star Trek knowledge.
What a likable kid.
Oh, man. He's a great kid, and he's obsessed with Star Trek. And
Baby Dave, if you're watching,
yes.
we want you.
Yes. And he listened, by the way. He really enjoyed it.
Oh,
and,
did he?
Yes. The funny thing is he didn't even say anything to me. He's just like, Bud, when would you not fight a dog?
Oh, was that Dave? Oh, you texted me after the first episode. You're like, dude, when would you not fight a dog sober?
Yeah.
Like, when is it appropriate to fight a dog drunk?
Yeah. So I told him I want him on there. He's like, yeah, but I'll just get all animated and yell and stuff. I'm like, that's why.
No, it's good.
Because we don't know enough about Star Trek, and you love Star Trek. Well, do you?
I'm a Trekkie nerd,
Okay,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
So David is
you guys
too,
will have
man.
a good time.
David is religiously obsessed with Star Trek.
I think maybe I'll just leave you guys out of it. I'll invite him over.
Just
You
you
should.
two.
And we'll just sit here and
I
talk
think we
about.
prefer it that way, actually.
Yeah, we'll
why not?
just talk about Star Trek.
Dude,
Yeah.
you really should. I would just want to be here just to enjoy it. Like I said, we should have Quason just sitting here laughing at us.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see it on the film here, but I mean, on the other side of these cameras, people just come and sit down. We got a little gallery.
Yeah, but yeah, he's really good for that, man. He would. I know he'd love to do that.
Yeah, I think he'll have a really good time.
Well, plus, like for him, like he has the biggest thing I look at is he has that. So he has this great hobby that he loves, and he's into games just way more than we are. He's younger, right? So his attention span is this big. So he's downloading every game that exists.
Yeah,
and he's the one that got me into Rocket League, and I'm like, nah, I don't wanna play. I'm old, man. And then I play it with him, and I feel like a little kid again. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. But then he's got something he can promote too for himself. Like he's got that bar he's opening in like 2 weeks, and
that is Nightjar.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Nightjar? Nightjar.
Yeah, because apparently it's a bird. Like it's a type of bird.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I thought it was like the jars because all their photos on
but
Facebook
that's what
are
it
jars.
is. That's why they're combining it because the idea is the logo is very similar to the bird. Like they're doing a very prohibition style like look to it, where there's the
speakeasy kind of feel,
and there's a VIP. You have to have specific passwords and stuff. It's pretty clever.
I like it.
But the theme is the night jars, like the cocktails in jars. Because apparently that's a really huge thing.
So Nightjar Edmonton, Nightjar Yeg is their Facebook page, right?
I think so. Yeah, I know Instagram.
Go check out Nightjar Yeg or Nightjar Edmonton will pop up.
Yeah. And
great guys who run that place too. It's Baby Dave, Yenny,
and Scott Martin. Yeah,
and Scott Martin.
Yeah, Jason Young, Scott Martin, and Dave.
Is this just in a like local neighborhood?
No, it's going to be on White Ave actually.
Oh, really?
On White?
Yeah, you know where the Hudson's on the corner is.
Okay.
Well, there was a bar downstairs next door. Mm-hmm. That place has been a failed business for years, man. Like,
on the other side though, like on the
heading south or heading on the northbound side, I guess. Or not, I shouldn't say
north.
Calgary Trail north.
It's heading northbound.
Heading north on Gateway Boulevard.
But it's on the Gateway side though, not on the White Ave side.
Yeah, the Gateway.
It used to be a pool hall.
Yep.
It was a bunch of stuff for a long time.
It was a pool hall. It was called Nicky Diamonds. It was and then it was an East Coast restaurant.
There's like a poster shop above it or something like that too.
Yeah, there's a head shop and then a like a sexy boutique thing. I don't know.
That's right.
Yeah. And it used to be called. Last place it was in there was Deviate, which was like a metal and punk bar.
Yes, Deviate.
Yeah. So they moved. And then, they took over the spot from the guy, and they're going to be open right away, actually.
A couple weeks, you said, hey?
Yeah, that's what he told. That's what, as far as I know. And then, like I said, like this kid is doing this, but then he's this insane Star Trek fan, which is awesome, like, and big on games too.
Sharp kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like back when he just wanted to be a bartender and they wouldn't let him.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Screw you guys.
Yeah.
I'll go run my own bar. And he just did it.
Oh, wow. How old is he? You guys are talking about young.
He's 24, 25.
Yeah, he's 24 now.
Yeah, that's very
Yeah, like he learned from a lot of old school guys, so he
the right guys though.
Yes, he learned from the right old school guys about how to bartend, how to run a bar and stuff, and then kind of got nabbed up by another bar, and then when he saw an opportunity to succeed elsewhere, where he was kind of like stagnant. He couldn't grow there. He was sought after, man. Other people wanted him, so he took advantage of it and opened up another bar. Like he didn't own it, but they got him to be the AGM of it. Blew the place up in a year. It's extremely popular now, and now he's moving to his own thing. Yeah,
that's really good. Yeah.
He's one of those people that I like. There's people that are good at the bar industry, and then there's people that enjoy doing it. He's actually somebody that's good at it and enjoys it.
Good combination.
He loves serving people, man. He can be in a completely empty room and
he's good with people.
Yes.
Yeah, he's incredibly good with
one,
people.
Actually.
Yeah, huge. For such a young guy too. Like that seems like something you kind of have to develop that over years. But at his age, he's already just really good with people.
A lot of times, people like someone that age, especially like maybe someone like if we talk to them, but they talk to him and they see a little kid, so he doesn't probably demand the same respect because they look at a kid. But he must actually be really smart, witty guy.
Yes,
even as a kid,
he's done really well,
respect,
like developing himself that way. And I guess I'd say the last bar he was at, he really developed that because he was the face of that place for probably a year solid.
That's great.
So
what's the password?
There's a phone number which the current password, they was only up for 24 hours. There's a phone number you can text, which they developed where they send you updated passwords.
That's cool.
So I could actually, I don't know, I have that on my phone.
I'll throw it up on the description.
Yeah, so basically you text it, they reply with the password per week or however they want to do it. I know that the one that they'll send it to you on the opening day apparently. So it's like whoever.
I'm sure
whoever
by
texts
the
that
time
number.
this is up, that will have opened.
Yeah, I think so too.
And they can take a look on the description.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we're going to call it a night.
Oh yeah.
Good show. Monzer,
Yeah, it was
thanks
great.
for coming on down.
No, I was glad this is the first time,
Yeah,
and
this
I
is
enjoyed
cool, man.
myself. Yeah.
Dan, one of the regulars, is going to be here next time probably as well.
Sunday.
When the next one's on Monday. This
Oh,
weekend,
yes,
I'm
'cause Ghost is gonna be
doing
here,
a
right?
bunch of stuff this weekend.
Yeah.
So
And Ghost can do Monday, I think.
Ghost will do Monday as well.
Good. Okay, sweet.
You and Luke can decide who's going to tag out in that one.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, figure it out.
I mean, even if we can. Oh,
Rock, paper, scissors for
You
you.
only have 3 mics though, I guess. Hey.
I've just got the 3 right now. We're ghetto, man.
No, but if you had a 4th one, could you hook it up? Or
Sure, why not? I've got room for it.
I wonder if I could get a 4th one.
Grab one. Well, I'll probably pick one up by then.
Well, if not, though, I think I could talk to somebody about borrowing one. It doesn't really matter. I
Sounds
know enough
good.
People, yeah.
Sounds good. Danimal Dan
Yeah.
and Monzer. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Next episode will be also on a Tuesday, every Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're down to a schedule now, so every
Okay.
Tuesday at 7 p.m. we just air it on SoundCloud and on YouTube.
Sweet.
And then once you figure out YouTube Live, I really would like to figure that
Yeah.
out. Because I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I keep saying that over and over again, but once I figure it out, we'll go live.
Yeah.
I'll be good. Kill our friends down here.
Yeah, man. Actually,
for
have
sure.
a good
Yeah.
air. So would we air it on the Tuesday then?
Yeah, I figure we just air it on
Okay.
Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Tuesday 7 or maybe 8 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, that one would be fun. I
That'd be
think.
a lot of fun to do.